Good afternoon, one and all. It is most definitely match day. It's a crucial match. It's a crunch match today. 6-pointer. Gio didn't call it a 6-pointer. I'm calling it a 6-pointer. But you know what? Gio's not here today, so you're just stuck with me. Why? Because Gio has gone to see the 6-pointer live. So he's not here, so don't worry about that. We can call it what we will. If we want to call it a 6-pointer, we'll do so. We're going to bump up the bet when we do our bet. We're going to make it as juicy as we can. Get money out to loads of people. It's going to be a very, very particular, very specific bets. We're also going to have a look at what David Moyes does. The lineups will be out, I believe, in 3 minutes' time. I'm deliberately not looking at the chat at the moment because I know there's an awful lot of you who already know the team. I don't know the team. I want to be surprised when it comes out. I'm literally blocking. The reason my hand's up like that is so as I can't see all the chat. So we'll get involved in the chat in a moment. Once those teams are out, we'll certainly get a few of your comments, what you think about the team. We'll be having a little look at your score predictions as well as mine. I'm a little bit worried about this game, but I'm also looking forward to it. I've just been watching the Premier League for the past half hour anyway, and just seeing what's been going on there. I don't know if Liverpool are still 2-2. They just pulled level. They had the shock of their lives, didn't they? Certainly, Newcastle were thumping Fulham. What I think Fulham had a man sent off. This is the time to turn it around. Put a string of results together now, and we move up the league. Lose this one, and I think it's trouble. I do. I think there's big trouble ahead. What I'm keen to see is David Moyes' mindset. That is what I'm really keen to see. Now, is he going to go and defend? Is he going to close it up? Is he going to go for it? I want him to go for it. Look, we've got 1 minute until the teams come out. So what I'm going to do, I've actually written myself a little reminder here, which says One Football, right? To remind myself there before the teams come out, because this build-up show is sponsored by the One Football app. In a moment, I'm going to click on the One Football app to find out who is in the starting lineup for West Ham. The One Football app is your one-stop shop for all your footballing needs, and we thank them very much for sponsoring this build-up show. It's a free app. The link is in the description below. Click it, download it to your device, and when you open it up, it will say who do you support. Say I support West Ham, and it will take all the news from all the newspapers, all the generic Premier League websites, bundle them all into one place and chuck it at your phone. Your phone will go ping, and it gives you all the West Ham news in one place without you even having to go searching for it. Right. Speaking of that, I'm going to give the page a little refresh now, and hopefully, we've got the team. We have got the team. Okay. I like this. I immediately like this. I like the team from what I've seen so far. So we've got Fabianski in goal. We've got Thilo Kehrer. Now I can only assume. Yeah, we'll talk this through in a minute. He's got to be playing right back, isn't he? This is the right decision. This is actually my back four, not the goalkeeper. Thilo Kehrer, right back, I think. He's brought Virgil van Dawson back, who is actually, to be fair, Virgil van Dawson is better than Virgil van Dijk. I think so, anyway. We got Kurt Zouma, who is his defensive partner, I think. Aaron Cresswell is playing at left back. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. He's picked Declan Rice, captain. No surprise there, of course. He's picked Thomas Souček. Now, Thomas Souček's not been in great form, not just for West Ham. He's been in pretty poor form for Czech Republic as well. But he's stuck with him. Okay, fine. But he has also chosen Lucas Paqueta. This is really important. How he gets a tune out of him and how he deploys him, I feel is going to be really, really important. Now, it gets even more interesting now. He's picked Maxwell Cornet. I feel this is important, actually. I'm pleased to see him playing. He deserves a start. He deserves a Premier League start. Let me be honest with you. When David Moyes over the last few days has been talking, he's been giving a lot of excuses as to why we've not done well this season, certainly. He's been talking about these players adapting and getting used to the country. And I've thought, well, this doesn't explain your reticence to use Areola and your reticence to use Maxwell Cornet. So I'm really pleased to see Cornet in there. I think he brings a lovely bit of pace to the team. I think he's nice and direct. I'm pleased. And I'm just pleased to see him there. Jared Bowen starts, which is no surprise there. And Gianluca Scamacca starts up front. Now, I feel that is very... we'll deal with the team in a second. I feel Scamacca starting sort of makes sense because Antonio's been flying around on international duty. The bench is as such. We got Alphonse Areola in goal. Vladimir Sufal. I'll say in goal. He's a one goalkeeper on the bench. With Fornals on the bench. Big deal, I think, for Moyes to drop Sufal and to drop Fornals. Antonio, we've just discussed. Lanzini is on the bench. Flynn Downs, Angelo Ogbonna. Sai Benrahma can consider himself very unlucky, I think, not to be in the team today. I'm not cross about it. I'm quite pleased about this team. I think this is Moyes sort of going for it, really. In his own David Moyes sort of way. We'll discuss in a little bit more detail what I'd have done differently. Not a lot, to be fair. I would have taken Souček out of there, but I think Benrahma will feel hard done by. I'm not sure what else he's got to do, to be honest with you. That being said, I'm pleased he started Cornet. Emerson makes up the bench. So that's Areola, Sufal, Fornals, Antonio Lanzini, Downs, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Emerson on the bench. First team, just in case you've just joined us, the starting lineup is Lucas Fabianski, Keira. We think he's at right back. Dawson, Zuma, the two centre-backs. Aaron Cresswell, left back. Declan Rice and Souček as your midfield partnership. Lucas Paqueta, I guess, just buzzing around just in front of them. And a front three, whatever formation you want to call it, of Maxwell Cornet, Jared Bowen, and Gianluca Scamacca. There we go. Right, I can now look at the live chat, basically. I can get back to you lot. What do we think about that? I'm not going to start clicking on all of the comments yet. We'll get to that bit in just a second. We've got our bet to do. We've got all sorts of things to do. However, what I would suggest is that there is an element of that there. I spoke to Gio about this, and I think maybe, just maybe, it's because David Moyes would perceive Souček to be our biggest goal threat. My counter argument to that is if you get a more fluid passing game going on in the middle, then it probably creates more shooting opportunities for the people in front. The supply line is really important. I just think it puts additional pressure on the supply line from the fullbacks and, of course, from Paqueta. I could really do with a good game from Paqueta today. Would you mind to have a swig of my tea? Normally when Gio speaks, then I stop talking, have a swig of my tea. Hold on. Thank you. Very kind of you. So I think Paqueta, I love Paqueta to have a really, really good game today. And it's important for Scamacca to start. I'd love one of those new guys. Not to make Keira, because I think Keira's already sort of proven himself, established himself. You know what I'm saying? I'd love all three of them to have a good game, but, sort of Cornet, Scamacca or Paqueta to have really, really good games today. I feel this could be really important. The bench, that's a good bench. It's a good team. It's a really, really good team. I'm still waiting around. I don't know where Charlie's gone. I'm waiting around for Charlie. Charlie can pop up the Wolves team and we'll have a little bit of a look at that. Having said that, why don't I just pull it up on the One Football app? It's bound to have it on the One Football app. We'll do with that. We'll do the Wolves team lineups. There we go. Wolves lineups. I mean, they look like they're playing a 4-3-3. Neves, Nunes, Moutinho in midfield. That's unsurprising, really. Podence sort of looks like he's leading the line of a central position there as well. Kilman's playing, which is Kilman's playing alongside Castro. We knew, I don't know if you saw Collins sort of, who did he hack down? He hacked down Jack Grealish, didn't he? Really hacked him down, actually. So I guess that answers that. I think we can get at this team. I really do. I like our team. This is it. I just think Moyes plays his team. He wins today. So much of the pressure is alleviated. Big game. Let me just where's Mark? Where's Mark's comment there? He says a good team apart from Souček. I think you're right. Sorry. Well, there you go. What do they? Don't worry about it. What are you doing watching BT for? Don't worry about it. I know you're watching Hammer's chat as well. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm really excited, by the way, to see Keira at right back. I think that's a good one. I'm buzzing about that, actually. I don't mind that at all. He couldn't continue with Sufal there. Clearly, if we just look at that team again, there was just, make sure I'm right, there was no Johnson on the bench, was there? So, although Johnson might be back in training, or as they say, on the grass, He's clearly not back fit enough. I think it's a real opportunity, actually, for Kara to make that spot his own. Really do. Gonzo, why do you like the team? Why do I like the team? Well, to be fair, Chris, I've just mitigated that, haven't I? I don't know if you've just tuned in, mate. I covered the Souček one. I didn't know why Souček was playing. I like the team. I think it's an attacking team. I've already said. In fact, I've been saying it all week, mate. To be fair, you must have missed a few of the videos. I would have preferred Flynn Downs to play. Flynn Downs was my choice. I knew he was going to play. There you go. Like what Dave's saying here. Like what Dave's saying there. That's pretty much it. Bowen's a good player. Bowen is a good player. I would have played Benrahma. Okay, I would have started Benrahma. It's not the individuals per se; it's the intent. And here's my point. When we play with Fornals, we play with one less attacker. Fornals might take up technically an attacking position on the team, but he defends, I feel, more than he attacks. Fornals is there as a safety net. I love Fornals, good player, but he's there as a safety net. I feel he's there to protect the fullback. He's there to for a bit of snap and for a bit of bite. You put someone else in there, they're more attacking. So to answer your question, Chris, why am I pleased with the team? I'm pleased with the team because there's an additional attacker in there. That's what Cornet will attack more than Fornals will. Be in far more advanced positions. He will get ahead of that defensive line. He'll run in behind the defence. Fornals won't. Fornals can't. He's not quick enough. So that's why I like the team. Would I juggle the personnel? Yes, I would have done. I'm pleased that he's gone with 4 at the back rather than 3 at the back. I think, and I'm pleased that he's dealt with Soufal. Is it perfect? Is it my team? No. But in all honesty, Chris, you want to go back and check out my team. It's in the preview. It's not Moyes' team, but this is better than the team that I thought Moyes would put out. And for that, I'm pleased because I thought he was going to be, I thought Moyes was going to be at his stubborn worst today. And it appears he's going for it. Go out on your sword. Shield. One of them. Go out carrying your sword or come back on your shield. I can't even remember. I don't know who I'm quoting there. I think it might be from the film 300, actually. I've got myself all mixed up. Whatever. What I'm saying is, he who dares wins, Rodders. Fortune favours the brave and all that sort of thing. I just think it's important that Moyes didn't sit back, defend, because I think he could have defended his way to the sack, basically. I think if you are going to go out on your sword or shield or armour, or helmet, whatever, right? I do think it's important that you have a go. You have a go. And I think possibly Moyes is having a go here. I do worry about, sorry, just pop this one up here. I do wonder if just reading those comments there, if we do have a little bit of an Alex Crowell thing going on with Flynn Downs, which would suggest it ain't actually Alex Crowell, ain't Flynn Downs. It's just David Moyes doesn't like to change the team. Hold on a second. Is that true? Is that true? I think I will. I hope I will. I don't know. We'll have a look. We'll talk about it on Monday. I think I'm hoping for another victory. I won last week on fantasy football. Exactly what I hope West Ham will do today. Should do a little bet. Who fancies a bet? Gonzo. Bob says Gonzo's on a sugar rush. I'll tell you what. Yeah, maybe. Got to do it. Look, when you're on your own, no one here is going to fill in the blanks. I'm on my own. Then Charlie's on his own. Then I'm on my own again. So there you go. Anyway, let's have a little bet, shall we? What I want to do now is, look, when Gio's not here, I always feel a little bit naughty. I've got to be honest with you. So I think we can do a bigger bet. So it's less likely to win, but if it comes in, we win the big bucks, right? That's what we want. So before the goal scorers stop, we want to bet on a precise, not just West Ham to win. I want to bet on a precise scoreline. Don't do 1-0. The odds would be crap. All right. So we need to buck a trend there. I'm watching it. Someone's asking about Gio's at the game. Gio's at the game, if you want to know where Gio is. It's not gin, it's tea. I'm looking now. I won't necessarily do the first score, but the first score I see that I like is going to pop in. There you go, done. It is actually the first score. It's going to pop in now. That one. I'm going to do West Ham 3 to win 3-1. Right, so let me pop that score in, and then what we're going to be doing is we are going to be... Oh, okay, so that starts us off with an 18 to 1. We like a bit of 18 to 1. Now, what I want is, I think we've got to decide. So someone's put Scamacca to score twice. I need some goal scorers here. I'm going to put Dawson in. Okay, that's going to be my little bit. And I'm going to, once I've put Dawson in, I'm going to come back, chat with you lot, and we're going to find another 2 goal scorers. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure I can do Scamacca. Oh, I can do multi-scorers. Oh, that would be really interesting. Okay, so Craig Dawson. We'll do any time. Craig Dawson. Okay, that's popped it up there to 65 to 1. This is looking good now. Dawson get a card as well. We're definitely doing cards. Souček. Paqueta. Cornet. I like Cornet. Cornet. It's okay. We're going to put Cornet in there. I don't know why. That just was just something about that. Okay, that takes it to 85 to 1. It's a very particular. It's like Liam Neeson. A very, very particular set of skills required from this one. One more. Are we going to go Scamacca or Souček? Souček's going to play all game, isn't he? That's the thing. Souček is going to play all game. And Matthew Collins says Paqueta loves a foul. I tell you what, I think this is good. I actually quite like this. Right, okay. So we're going to do Souček to score, if I can find him. Who's stolen him? Someone stole David Moyes. David Moyes wouldn't like this app. Can't seem to find Thomas Souček on here, which might actually make the whole thing a little bit more difficult. Now, there he is. Oh, my word, this is building up. Okay, so we also want to go to cards. Somebody, Paqueta loves a foul. So, yeah, tough one. I'm not sure. We've got player to score, player card. Let's have a look at Paqueta, shall we? This is going to take it up really. Oh, my goodness. If this comes in, this is a really, really good one. All right, a really good one. If I can find Paqueta, who's Dos Santos Emerson? Oh, it's Emerson. Can't find Paqueta. Where is he? Someone's nicked him. Oh, there he is. Oh my word! Booked 1,000 to 1. Okay. Oh my goodness! Right. There's been an error. I'm going to do that bet. That's gonna be the bet. I'll put it on after we've done this, all right? And someone's gonna win an awful lot of money. That is Paqueta card. You know, all the stuff I've just said. Right, let's just have a look at the team. Charlie, we got a team on there. We got a team. Right then. So I haven't even done. This is the thing. I'm on my own. Normally Gio's doing all this. I have a chance. I got one. I got the phrase. No, here's the phrase to be entered for the bet, which I'll have to put on retrospectively because I can't do this show and put the bet on. Sorry, I've just read a comment. Here's the phrase. This is what you've got to type into the chat. Not a carer in the world. All right? Not a carer in the world. That's it. So to be entered for the prize fund for the bet, I think it's £1,000. It'll probably be about £1,000, right? And all those have got to come in. 3-1 to West Ham. Who was it? It was Dawson. It was Cornet. And it was Souček. I think it was a Paqueta card as well. All that stuff, right? All that stuff. To be someone, if that bet comes in, I'm going to put it on as soon as Charlie takes over on this stream, right? I'm going to put that bet on. And if you have typed in, basically, not a carer in the world, if you have put that in to the chat, then I will select somebody who has typed that into the chat, and you'll win. You'll win money. You'll win the prize pot. I might even split it in 2. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But this is how it goes down when Gio's not here. And quite right, Glenn. Back of the net for this one. We do the big bucks when Gio's not here. When Gio's not here, we muck around a little bit. Cheers. I'll tell you what, a 3-1 win. I don't think that's beyond the realms of possibility. I think it's unlikely. To be fair, this doesn't. That's why the odds are big. If you look at this game, there's certainly nothing to overly indicate there'll be lots and lots of goals in this game. But you never know. If it comes in, someone's quids in. I'll pick one of you lovely lot out. I'll do it all above board. Get my daughter to. whatever. I'm not. Can you imagine writing all your names down in a hat? I wouldn't do that. I'll get her to scroll down the chat. We'd pick one out. Probably 2. There you go. 500 nicker each. Bob's your, I say Bob's your uncle. There's Bob. What's he saying? What's the odds of Ben Rama down to, yeah, absolutely. Can we please, thank you, Taz, for the £2, by the way. Can we please keep that's a weekday thing? Say no more, my friend. Say no more. I've got a little treat, got a little surprise coming this week on one of the daily videos, one of the morning videos. That's for sure. I say it's a treat. You might think it's boring. You might switch off. You might unsubscribe. I don't know. Anyway, so if you are late to the party, because somebody always does ask, even though it's at the bottom of the screen there, what's the West Ham lineup? I can hear you saying it's Fabianski in goal. It's Cairo. We think he's at right back. It's Dawson Zuma centre backs. Cresswell left back. Rice and Souček in centre midfield. Paqueta just in front of him. Cornet, Bowen, Scamacca as a front three. Wolves lineup: Sarr, Semedo, Johnny, Kilman, Nori, Neves, Matinho, Nunes, Pedez, Juedes, and Neto. Juedes? I don't know. Something like that. Anyway. Charlie, are you there? Can we have the bench, please? Otherwise, you don't have to. I can pop one up. He's wonderful, isn't he? Areola, Soufal, Fornals, Antonio, Lanzini, Downs, Ogbonna, Ben Rama, we call him the unlucky Ben Rama because he really should be in the team. And Emerson, who's got a far longer name than Emerson. I just checked. He's got 4 names. 4 names. So I think it's a good team. Actually, Charlie, what about the old Wolves bench? Can we do the Wolves bench, please? Sarch, B. Traore, Mascara, Totti. Damn, that's a missed one. Ronan, Costa, Traore, Bueno. Tasty. Campbell, also tasty. One of them's a chocolate, one of them's a soup. 2 Traores. Pretty good, huh? I think we've got a better team. I really do. If some of you are wondering why people are writing not a carer in the world is to be eligible, he's not under there. That's for sure. You have to type in that key phrase to be eligible for the bet. And what's the bet? Well, the bet's basically West Ham to win 3-1. We've named the goal scorers and Paqueta to get a card as well. We'll pop that on later on. If it wins, if it comes in, whoever's typed, or not whoever's typed that in, I can't pay everybody, but I will select 1 or 2 people from that chat, and you will all. If the odds are over £1,000, I'll split it in 2. If the odds are under £1,000, it's 900 quid or something. We'll give it all to one person. That's nice, isn't it? Lovely. Might embezzle a bit myself. No, not really. Anyway, what are we thinking? What are we thinking about the team? All right. I know he's made some changes. I know obviously many people, myself included, would have preferred Souček not to be in there. He's not in great form. But I think it's a good team. I think he's going for it. I think he is going out on his sword, shield, gun, whatever the phrase. Does anyone know the phrase, by the way? As I say, I think I listened to it in the film 300. I like that. In a minute, not just yet. We're going to get your score predictions off you. And the score predictions are very different. So let me tell me what you think about the team. I want to pop a few of your comments up. Elbow says still Souček. Yes, it appears he still has Souček in it. And I want Souček to score the winner. Alexander says crap lineup. Bye Moyes. Maybe. I think he's gone for it. I think if he loses this, I think it's very, very hard for David Moyes. Sorry, what Lewis has said here. He said, I'm happier. This is a conservative man being adventurous in his own way. That's just a really good comment, actually, mate. Paul says it's better. Where is Paul? There he is. It's better than expected. Got a sports Scamacca. We really do. Going out on his shield. Thank you, Tommy. I think it's really important that we get the support up to Scamacca. Too often, someone's isolated. He is not. Scamacca is not Antonio. We saw it when Raspadori played next to him for Italy. He likes it. He likes someone buzzing around him. We have to do that. And I would like to think Bowen and Cornet will get closer to him. And I guess that sort of feeds into what we were just saying about Fornals. Fornals would not get close to him at all. So, I think that's really, really important that he does that. This is interesting, Tim. So Bowen on his last chance. I think he may find a net today. Wouldn't surprise me. Look, he's a quality player. Quality player. How far has West Ham come? So much hate for the hardest worker in the team. There we go. I thought he played terrible for your Kovo the Bloodless, which is the finest name in the chat. I thought he'd been poor for the Czech Republic as well. He's not in great form, mate. He's not in great form. I think you got to understand. We've also signed a midfielder that that he's not getting a chance. And the one time he did play, the midfielder we got also he didn't play him, which you would understand because I think if I remember right, you are a Czech supporter. Basically, the midfielder we bought was getting the Alex Crowd treatment. So Souček is a guaranteed starter, and I think some of us would maybe, bearing in mind the other guy got man of the match, we'd like to see him given a chance. I don't think it's hate, but I understand that might look to you as hate. I think we would just like, a lot of us would like Souček just to be treated like almost every other player. So at the moment, it looks like Souček gets really, really preferential treatment. And then someone like Ben Rama gets sort of quite poor treatment. It'd be nice if you were, basically, if you played well, you keep the shirt. If you played crap, someone else gets a chance. There are a couple of players that doesn't seem to apply to. Souček's one of them. It's not hate. It's definitely not hate. Let's have a look at this. What Wayne's saying was expecting the same old lineup. So if we were big, should thank the fans for telling him what the lineup should be. This is interesting. Who's hit the bar multiple times? And I don't understand why Benny is not given a start. I just don't. I agree with you, but I just don't. I just don't think he fancies him. This just plays into the same thing. He clearly got his favourites, and you sort of got to hope that he doesn't do it to such an extent that it gets him to, it's detrimental to West Ham and basically gets him the sack, really. Anyway, there we go. I hope that Souček plays really, really well today. But to have Souček in the team, then what he has to do is, I think if you're going to put Souček in the team, let him attack. Let him attack. To have him in this ridiculous role that he has, where he's not. But basically, I think we bought a goal scoring midfielder. I think he plays defensive midfield a lot of the time, and then he's been drifting wide all season. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. In many respects, I'd prefer to drop Paqueta back next to Rice, let Rice do the holding, and leave Souček up there and put a load of crosses on. That, if you're not gonna do that, thank you very much, sir. You're very kind. You're very, very kind. I just don't get it. This is a guy, the first midfielder we've had double figures goal scoring midfielder we've had for a long, long time. Moyes changed his role. I think that should probably be said as well. Moyes completely changed his role. I'm not sure why you'd had do that to somebody who scored. What did he score? 11 goals for us season before last, and you go and change it. I know what I'll do. I'll put him in defensive midfield. Honestly, sometimes I watch Souček plays like an auxiliary centre back. Anyway, that's that. That's that. Right. Okay. We're getting close. One more swig of tea, excuse me. Yeah, we know BBC and BT Sports have Dawson at right back. He ain't at right back, is he? Let's be honest, Will. We know this, mate. Okay, what about scores? Proper scores, not the betting score. I'll put the bet on in a minute once Charlie joins me. I'll bugger off and put the bet on. What are we thinking score lines? I want to put some score lines up and see what a few of you are saying. You'll excuse me, I'm not as swift. I'm old. I'm not as me clicky mouse finger is not as good as Gio's, but we're going to start. Hello, Steve, mate. Hope you're well. 3-0 says Steve. I will try and click on. Dean says 3-1. Major 0-0. I hope not. Almost be the worst result. 1-0. I think, oh my goodness, there we go. It's at 4-0. Victor Fem 4-1, 2-1, 2-1. They're all coming in now. There's Davey there. Oh no, this isn't good, is it? Ralph thinks we're going to lose. Not good. Where's Doug? Doug's there as well. Mark 1-1, 2-1, 2-0. You're not wrong. 4-1. That would be lovely. Wouldn't that be lovely? 1-1. This is, oh dear. Can you imagine that? That wouldn't be good at all. That's the other way. That's 3-2. We got Wes there. We've got What else we got? We got another 3-2. We got a 3-1. There's Wes, as I said. Oh dear, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good, Eddie. That doesn't sound good at all. Danny says 2-1. We got a 2-0. This is one for the bet. We need this for the bet. We need the 3-1 for the bet. This is interesting. We don't score early. 1-0 Wolves. If he sits back and all that, we don't need all of that, really, do we? Let's be perfectly honest. It could be major. It could be. We love the split screen. We always love the T1 split screen. It's not a Terminator. It's a T1. It's a camper van. Very nice. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be good to announce himself like that? It'd be brilliant. Woo. Oh, I was born in 1974. Hence, I don't remember that game. I was busy being born, basically. Thank you very much, Hammer's dad. Finally got some. Thank you. Thank you very much. You say finally, like I've been trying to get it off you for a long time. I've been sending the bailiffs round, knocking on the door. Andy says, no, we don't. Oh, no, not at all. Oh, he's not the only one. Lawrence doesn't feel so. Oh, my goodness. Where have all you lot been hiding? There's no way to do it. There's no way to do a manly wave, is there? I don't know. I didn't want to give a raw wave. I don't know. So you don't want to give a Deli Alley wave. Have you seen Deli Alley wave? It ain't cool. I think he thinks it's cool. What's this? Quite right. Yeah, I do actually. Don't wash your face. I'm joking. Obviously, I do. Wash my. Okay. Owen James says that's a loss. Obviously, Cornet to score first. Sorry, lads, 1-1. Wolves are winning 2-0. 2-1, says Dell. Nice one, Dell. Hey, look, there we go. Right, okay, what have we got here? What's he saying? How much of your pinball machines were Hey, mind your own business, Will. Anyway, to be fair, most of them aren't my pinball machines. Anyway, do love a bit of pinball. No, game's not. He's upset. That's because Harry said, Barry basically said what the score was just a second ago. Yes. Hello. How are you? 2-0. 5-2. That's the second 5-2 we've had. Not a care in the world, which is the phrase that qualifies you for our bet. To be fair, I don't think you can sack Moyes for picking Souček. I think you have to allow Moyes to pick Souček and then go on a losing run. Just picking Souček is not it. As I say, pick Souček, but play him in his favoured position. Anyway, I've got to be honest with you. I'm quite excited about this game. I'm actually really looking forward to watching it. Actually, I am aware that my mood may dissipate quite quickly. It's so important. I'll tell you what is important. We've not really discussed this. My computer's just reminded me that West Ham are playing Wolves. Thanks. I know. Hold on a second. Yes, of course. Of course I've tried a chicken doner kebab. It is important. Look, this is a home game, all right? It's a home game, but I know it's going to sound silly. I'm not going to turn into a weather report. It's quite a sunny day. It ain't a bad day out today, right? People are going to be turning up there a little bit nervous, but it's very easy if we start playing well for it to be a good vibe in that stadium. All right, people have been having a drink outside on the boats, on the terraces of the bars, outside in Westfield. It is, I know it sounds silly, but it's sort of important that you can enjoy yourself before the game. Gio's at the game, mate. I don't know. I'm not. I've got the kids. Basically, I can't get out there. And to be fair, we can't really attend the games at the same time. Otherwise, nobody can do this, basically. And this is our job now. I will be going very, very shortly, though. Might get the babysitters for the kids. I'll be going. And then Gio will be sat here doing this on his own. The mood in the stadium's key and is crucial. And this is why David Moyes has to understand the value of starting quickly, starting with energy, and actually attacking the team. It's all very well picking the front three. I think the front three looks good. I think if Paqueta can get a lot of possession, that's key. Getting Paqueta on the ball, if we can do that, then I think that the stadium can get a lift and we create a buzz in there, and it's just a good feel good factor around there, and it makes the day a lot easier. It makes the game a lot easier. I think if we see us sitting back too much, then we have problems because Wolves will pass us to death. Pass us to absolute death. I really do. And they, up until the point they could see the first goal against City, I thought they were passing really, really well, really well. And if we don't deal with that, then we just sit back and we gradually retreat some more. Then the stadium is going to get frustrated, and rightly so. Sorry, I can't. Charlie, different Charlie, not the Charlie behind. Charlie, you can't broadcast from the boats. You can't. There's no sea. It's down in the depths on a canal. There's absolutely no. So we have tried so many times. You cannot do it. I was going to say $4.99. Is that right? It's $4.99. Which is probably at the moment worth. It's actually I'm not gonna start talking about the exchange rate. There's better things to do before a game. But thank you, Michael, very much for that. Moyes has gone. Yeah, look, I don't know. I have a feeling that we're going to start quick because I just have to believe that David Moyes appreciates the value of his own job and appreciates that he must know the pressure. You could tell he feels the pressure. If you've listened to his press conference, it was a man under strain. It was a man under pressure. It really was very, very touchy. And it's not just been now, it's been all season. If you heard a little exchange with him and a journalist where the journalist called him Moisey, and he basically started swearing. And, and he tried to laugh it off. Like someone's annoyed, but they laugh. And that was very much it. Moyes had the right hump. And he was laughing at the journalist. Basically, don't call me Moisey. The pressure has been there. And he doesn't look like a man that is enjoying himself at the moment. So clearly he's under strain. He knows the value of it. I've not been impressed with the excuses all week, by the way. I've really not. I don't like the... Do you know, here's the thing. He's been saying, we've bought all these new players and, and it's hard to integrate them into the team, right? Because they've come from overseas. Well, hold on a second. You're losing anyway. He also said in the same press conference that, by the way, my players at the moment, the ones that have been playing for me over the last 2 seasons, are not playing well either. Okay, well, then surely one excuse cancels out the other. But if it's so bad, right, if trying to get these players to acclimatise is so bad, why are you signing players from overseas then? If you honestly believe that and you think, actually, I can't put these players into the team for months, well, sign players from the English league, I don't think that holds up because, let's be fair, Maxwell Cornet has been playing over here for well over a year. He actually had pre-season with Burnley as well. He started off playing in the Championship. He was well. What? I don't understand it. There's no acclimatisation. I think it's all nonsense. I just think he's got his chosen group and he doesn't particularly like to pick anybody else. But I do think this is an opportunity now for these other guys, Kehrer, to make himself a real fixture at right back. We've spent a lot of money on Paqueta, and I don't overly blame Paqueta for the lack of a sparkle in performance yet because he's playing in a crap team who are languishing at the bottom of the league. Our running stats, our passing stats are all shocking. But I think he would do himself and the team a world of good if we now see what we spent £50 million on. Scamacca's a brute, an absolute beast of a player. 6'5", really strong, aggressive as well. He's not placid. Haller was big. Haller was a big guy, right? But he wasn't attritional. He didn't feel that Haller liked the battle. This guy does. We've got to put pressure on him. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to have a good battle with Kilman there, who's a really good, robust player. But Kilman got his what's it handed to him by Haaland. Now, I know Scamacca's not Haaland, not comparing them, different. But, one of them's the best striker we've seen for a very long time. But the physicality of him, I do think Scamacca can give a little bit of that. So I think it is important. Let's get on the front foot. Let's get Cornet running in behind the defence. Let's get Bowen back into form. And let's get Paqueta on the ball as well. I think this is massively, massively important. Right. We got a Charlie Walsh somewhere.
Hello. It looks a bit weird there for a second, didn't it? I wasn't keen. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm slowly getting over the illness. It's annoying me because it's still here and it's not it's not my girlfriend's fine. She's back up and running. She's going about the place. She's bopping about daily life as if it's normal. And I'm like, so not enjoying that. Also,
it's made you more hairy. I think the sickness made you more hairy, Charlie.
it's a problem. It's actually getting completely out of hand now. I'm not gonna. It's the beard. Do you know what? If the beard wasn't here, it would just look like a choice. Now it looks like circumstances have dictated. Like my razor's broken. Do you know what I mean? It's a problem. Also, just because this will come up, I spilt what do you call it? Toothpaste on my lovely Hammers Chat store match. And yeah, so that's going to come up, isn't it? That's going to be fun. So I just thought I'd get it out of the way now. Let everyone know that
I don't think anyone would have noticed that. I think you could have got away with that.
I think you are misjudging how long I'm on camera for and how everyone will pick apart meticulously.
Well, I don't think you can see it unless you stand up. I don't think you can see it.
Yeah, but I'll undoubtedly stand up at some point for some stupid reason.
To cheer when you cheer in the goals. You stand up 6 or 7 times.
Let's say that's what that's for, and not when I'm showing how someone fouled someone with
Alan doesn't believe it's toothpaste.
This is what I'm saying. Let's just get it out of the way now. Do you know what I mean? Let's all, because I admit it's hilarious. So let's see.
Yeah, he's not the only one that doesn't think that's most people.
As I said,
it's toothpaste.
Gonzo, as I said, my girlfriend is out at the moment, so who knows? Who knows? The
point is, I see. I'm not that way. I don't got that thought process.
Yeah.
You know, I made myself a little sign to remember myself.
Nice, good work.
And I did promote the One Football.
Good work. I completely forgot what time kickoff was. So when I jumped in the background and then sent you that message, I was like, Gonzo's already live.
What message?
No, I sent on the private chat. But once I realized it was like,
I've got a message.
But once I was like, we're significantly into the show, I realized that kickoff was actually earlier than I thought it was. And, you know, it's fine. No one tell Gio.
I see the message. I've done One Football.
No one tell Gio. It's fine. We're all good. We're fine, everyone.
No. It's good. I was highly organised with my marker pen and my
Does that mean you've got a magnetic board behind you?
Oh, it's not behind me, but it will be up when the cave is completely finished. Yes, a magnetic board with lots of sort of labels, and I'm doing basically not like Top Gear when they drive around the track and then they slap that. Basically, I'm doing that. I'm not driving around the track. I haven't got any cars.
I was going to say, what is this? Pinball scores?
Pinball. Oh, sorry. No, it's not pinball scores. It's ranking pinball machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
But my own opinion based on I've stripped all the facts away. Basically, much like football, other people do the stats, and I'll tell you statistically why a pinball machine is best. I'll tell you other reasons.
Listen, there's nothing but vibes is what we want. We don't want anything other than just wild, baseless opinions. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. This is exactly right. I'm talking about colours and the music and how it makes me feel. Oh, so very touchy feely, and then it's going to be controversial. Slap on the board. Bosh.
And where will we be able to find this beautiful content, G?
Well, thank you. That's very. That wasn't a hurricane, by the way. That is acorns falling. I'm serious. I'm not under attack. That is acorns falling on top of the man cave. Or it's my neighbour throwing stuff at the shed. You can find this on Gonzo's Pinball Flipperama, which is the finest. It's actually the finest channel on YouTube that's called Gonzo's Pinball Flipperama.
Oh, easily.
There's very few Flipperamas as good as mine, basically, Charlie. But thank you very much for asking and getting me to prompt and promote my Flipperama-ness.
Listen, everyone needs to be there if they're not already. Do you know what I mean? We're looking at the pinball chin. Right? We need to get these people looking, bro. If they're not looking,
I got some fries.
Always.
I'm on a diet.
Always. I don't know if you saw. You might not have seen in the background. I reached across just before I came in because I realized there was just a McDonald's packet just on the sofa in the background, and I realized how bad that makes me look. But if it's out of shot, no one knows that I've.
Well, it's not the McDonald's packet that makes you look bad. It's Harry Monk on your T-shirt.
Well, look, toothpaste. I promise.
So I can't click on some of these things. So on the way back, so my son played football today. All right.
concerning where this is going, but carry on.
Best game he's ever played, right? He had his best game. His team won 10-0, right?
Big.
Started a new season, right? No, actually, that's third game in the new season. His team won 10-0. He scored the first 2 goals. He's brilliant. Best I've ever seen him play. So I said to him, you carry on playing like that in this game. We'll go wherever you want afterwards. You're my treat. And he did. He had a really, really good game. Gobbed up at the referee a little bit, actually. I had to tell him off. So me and him had a row on the touchline. Just don't answer him back. So anyway, so he said, I want to go to that donut shop. There's a donut shop. And get it. Well, you probably guess it sells only donuts, not Krispy Kreme. It's like an independent one. Honestly, these things were like footballs, right? And even the kids. Just before I came down there, put some milk in my tea. I looked in the fridge. The box of donut is still in there. Basically, the kids, and these are children, have only managed to eat half their donut. It's still hard. That's how big and mighty these donuts are. They've not even been able to finish. One of them's got like biscuit and buenos on it and caramel honestly, I had one myself. Apple crumble donut I had.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
I love an apple crumble, but with caramel all oozing out. You know, finally, I managed to get a bit on my t-shirt, Charlie.
Well, it happens to the best of us. I know you don't spend as much time on Twitter as maybe you once did, and is perhaps more healthier option is just leaving it completely aside. But there's been a thing going around on Twitter at the moment, last couple of days, and I keep seeing it pop up, which is tell me your most, I can't remember the way it's worded, but like most boring celebrity encounter you've ever had. And I didn't reply to it. I should have. But the most boring celebrity encounter I've ever had is there used to be a donut shop. I don't know if it's still there. I don't think it is. In Paddington train station. And when I was there once, I was behind, I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me, but one of the old villains in EastEnders. I was stood behind him in the queue at this donut shop in Paddington, and the what do you call it? The donut person, I don't know what their job title would be, the person who said the shop assistant, spoke to them at length about why holes exist in donuts, and about how in America you can just buy the whole bit, like the bit that comes from that hole. And he looked so unbelievably bored. But I remember turning to my mum and just being like, he's not a very good actor. I can tell he's bored. But it reminded me of that, this donut shop encounter. What's the most boring celebrity encounter you've ever had? Because I know you've had a few. Because we've had conversations where you drop a celebrity name at me, and I'm like, I don't know how the hell this has come about. So what's your most boring celebrity?
Well, I'll tell you boring. The thing is, I used to be the magician in Harrods and Hamleys. So what they used to do is they used to bring like the famous people used to come, and they used to basically. My magic. It's gonna sound wrong. My magic partner used to be the person I used to work with every day was Stephen Mulhern. You know, the guy does. Well, he's Stephen Mulhern now, but he used to be plain old Stevie Mullen. He's from Stratford, actually. So we used to, we were both magicians. That was, so I met a lot of famous. So hold on, before we do that, can I just pop this up? If you are serious, yes. Yes, you can, by the way. That'd be bloody lovely. Sorry, I've got to do this bit of business now. My email is gonzohammerschat@gmail.com. gonzohammerschat@gmail.com. Message me. You can absolutely sponsor the Flipperama, by the way. Go check out the channel. Check out it's worth sponsoring first. But that would be absolutely lovely. So anyway, right. So we're doing this. So basically, you'd come along and I'd do some magic tricks and the rest of it. So one day, Demi Moore and Bruce Willis came into Hamleys. I'm not joking, right?
Okay.
Came into Hamleys one day, and they had a couple of kids with them. I'm assuming they're kids and they weren't kidnapped or anything like that. And basically, they went. I was doing basically loads of cards and coin tricks, and then Demi Moore said to me, "Would you mind if I just leave the kids here? They're sort of loving the magic. It'd be really good if myself and Bruce could sort of sneak off and get a couple of bits." So anyway, so the kids stayed by it was basically an upturned magic hat. So the kids stayed by the magic hat for about 10 minutes, whatever it was. I was doing magic tricks to group of 10, 15 people anyway. Anyway, that was that. They came back, they said, "Oh, thanks very much." They went off. As the day went on, maybe an hour or so went on, the crowd had got bigger and bigger. I basically looked up and someone was shouting, "Bye, Chris. Bye, Chris. Bye." Demi Moore was waving goodbye to me, Bruce Willis said to the kids, he said, kids, say goodbye to Chris. So basically, I'd Demi Moore and Bruce Willis waving at me, saying bye, bye. And all these people looking at me thinking, and I went, yeah, see you later, guys, see you later. Try not to go bright red with it all. And for that moment, I looked like I was sort of hooked up. I looked like I was like a popular guy. Like, it was funny. It was funny.
Love that.
There's Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. Yeah, of course it's Bruce Willis. Of course, yes. Later, see you at the pub later,
Solid. I just thought of another one. Do you remember the song Milkshake by Khalees? My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And
yes.
Speaking of toothpaste, and
yes.
I met her on a train to Manchester about 3 years ago at like 1 a.m. in the morning. She was on the train to Manchester. I didn't realize it was her. I walked past and just assumed it was just a random woman with a kid. It was like it was the last train to Manchester from Euston. I was going up there for work to film an advert for British Gas, and me and my mate were walking to the buffet car, and the train was completely empty. There was no one on it apart from us and a couple.
She wasn't ordering a milkshake, was she?
No, I wish. And we walked past her, and it was her and her kid was there, and one of her friends, and they were just in the normal, I don't know what you call it, normal standard class on a train.
Yeah.
Was in first class or anything. And we walked through to the buffet car, and I didn't even clock. I just was just like, there's a woman, whatever, and I carried on walking. And my friend just stopped to me when we get in the buffet car and goes, "Was that Khalees?" I said, "Luke, there is no way Khalees, American pop star Khalees, is on a train to Manchester." This was 2019 or something, on the train to Manchester at like 1 a.m. in the morning. It's just not true. And he goes, "I swear that was Khalees." I was like, "That's not Khalees." And as we're saying this, the train guard or whatever walks in and goes, "Oh, you're talking about how Khalees is on the train?" And I said, "Don't you start. That is not Khalees. That's not Khalees on the train." He said, "No, it is. I just spoke to her." And I was like, I'm sorry, but that's not Khalees." So we buy our buffet stuff, tea and a bacon sandwich, whatever we got. And as we walk back, we stop and my friend goes, "Sorry, are you Khalees?" She goes, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you." And he went, "Oh, sorry, yeah, my friend didn't believe me." She looked at me and went, "Nice to meet you." And I went, "Yeah, nice to meet you, Khalees." And then we walked down the train.
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
That was
whoever
Khalees.
you are.
But yeah, no, meeting Khalees on the cattle class, as Andy Walsh was called it. Yeah, exactly. Which is what confused me about it. But yeah, milkshake, banger. But that's another one.
Yeah. Well, I do remember you awkwardly meeting Michael Antonio, though, when we went
I don't know what you're talking about, and there is no picture or video evidence of that ever happening.
That was great. That was great.
I happened to rewatch that video, by the way, the other day. I can't remember. A couple of weeks ago, I rewatched it for some reason, and I just remember getting in the van with you, just being like, "You nervous?" And me being like, "He doesn't watch the videos. I'm sure it would be fine." But in the back of my mind, being like,
Charlie used to, Antonio wasn't his favourite player, basically. And then, so Charlie basically was, almost like Gio might have been with Checo Chiarte, for instance. Charlie was a little bit like that, but with Antonio. And then there we were at the training ground, microphone in hands, interviewing Michael Antonio. It was funny. It was good.
It was, I just remember saying, "No, I'm fine. He doesn't watch the videos." But in the back of my mind being like, just in case. And then I met him a second time with Charlie Donald in central London somewhere to do that. And by that point, I was like, it's fine. He definitely doesn't watch the videos because he didn't bring up anything. But again, just a little bit of panic in the back of my mind.
Well, he doesn't know, because I saw him at a Wycombe Wanderers game at a pre-season friendly. And I had like accreditation to be by the touchline sort of thing. And he walked up to me. And it was the season that Ryan Fredericks joined, because Ryan Fredericks hadn't played yet. And he walked up to me. And he said, "I know you." I said, "Right, okay." He said, where do I know you from?" So I started to say, he said, "Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me." And he said to me, he said, "Did you used to play for Reading?" I said, "No."
You were like, "Yep, that's me. Jimmy Kebe. Yeah. I am Jimmy Kebe."
I said, no. I said, "I interviewed you a couple of years ago." He said, "Oh, right, that was it. How are you? All right." And he's so polite. He's so polite. He obviously knew he didn't want to speak to me then, but he thought, "I better be polite and ask how he is," even though he didn't know us. I was almost expecting him to say, "And how the kids?"
Yeah. It is me, Leroy Lita, former Reading striker.
That's right. No mistaking. Right, Charlie, I've got to put this bet on. For the
enjoy the game.
folks. Yeah, you too, mate. I'll Well, good luck, my friends. Good luck. I know you've got a fair old stint now. So be good. Be good, buddy.
Thank you very much. And if you want to see more of Gonzo, which I would highly recommend you do, and come back full time, where Gonzo will be here for the full match review with his fries, and hopefully Gonzo a big 3 points.
Big 3 points. Big 3 points. Yeah, we definitely. Moisey needs to set down a marker.
If you want to see more of that, then I would highly recommend you come back at full time, where Gonzo will, of course, be live with the match review. How are we all? We are very close to kickoff now. We're about 7.5 minutes away-ish. And I would like to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham win today? Of course, we are playing at home. It is in the Sky Sports. It's on the Sky Sports as opposed to in it. Charlie, that's how words work. Which means I'm, of course, in my holiday home with my boy. Oh, he's far away. With my boy. He's being a beautiful host today because obviously it's on Sky Sports, which means I can't watch it. And if you are looking for a way, while I try and fix this, if you are looking for a way to watch the game, I would suggest you scroll down into the comments, into the description below, by the way. And there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, you'll be able to find our Discord, completely free Hammers Chat community, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links. If you click on it, you'll find what you're looking for. I've realized I could just move that up. There we go. That makes more sense, doesn't it? I will, of course, be live with you throughout the entirety of the game because we are back after a beautiful international break. And I will be here throughout the entire time, leading up, of course, until when Gonzo takes over. We were the only West Ham channel last year to do a watch-along every single home game. Oh, sorry, every single game. Screw that, not home game. Every single game. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss out on future videos, and like the video while we're there. The lineups are going underneath. I would bring them up by usual, but I'll be honest, as I said to Gonzo, I was late because I didn't realize what time kickoff was and I didn't get it ready. Also, the Wolves one, if I'm being honest, is like it's a motion graphic. It's a deepness. But the lineups are below, and I'll read them out one more time just before we start. But let's get onto some of these confidence levels. I want to know exactly where we're at. Tyrion Lannister cooked me fishing for lunch when I was a boy. That's an excellent one, Graham. That is a banger. That is an absolute banger. I did see a couple of people bringing them up when Gonzo was talking. There were some absolute classics in there. But Magician Families, yeah. But there were some classics. Deckers knows. Deckers knows where we're at. Bruv, he's fast. He can head it. What more do you want? What more do you want? I believe I have some. I think. I'll be honest. I'm still not super well, so I've not really been going to shops. So I'm not sure. I believe we have some major. I'll have a look and see if it happens. And yes, I did. 4, 3, 7, 11, 5.1. Good to see you, Ishmael. Hope you're well. 5, 6, 5. I don't know if that's how I want to be known, but we'll move on with it. Thank you. Good to see you, Schizo, sorry. 6, 4, 6, 6. Lots of middling ones, which is kind of how I expect it to be with the lineup. I would be a 7 or 8. Sean, I think that's a good point. I've not really even deep dived on the lineup too much, but I do think it looks relatively good from a sort of a brief look. So I back that. Not anymore as Souček starting, still starting. House as Joseph, so he's gone down. Judas, my trustworthy friend, how are you, sir? I hope you're well. Hope you're good. You should make him into a body pillow. Could probably just buy one. I mean, I'm not going to entertain this thought because at some point I'll go with the Bants and decide that is actually something I'm going to do. -10 bad times, but I could probably just buy one. 7 or an 8, 3-1 win to us, but it'll be close. Love that confidence. I'm loving that. Well, I was expecting a lot of sort of. Do you know what? I've never seen what he looks like. Amazingly, even though I know I've seen his videos before. I need to shave. Lots of sort of middling ones, which is what I expected, but maybe a little bit more confident than I was expecting. I don't know. It's a difficult one, right? Because I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, that it's the 2 lowest scoring teams in the league, I believe, going up against each other today. So it's not like I'm not expecting a banger by any stretch. But I tell you what, a cheeky 1-0 win, I'd take that all day. I'd take that. I wouldn't be against it, although Obsidian's giving us not much of a chance. Being the most confident possible of a West Ham result through chatting common multi-pack of ribbon saucy knickknacks and pork scratchings here. Big Dean, that is big. I'll tell you what, it's because I've just had McDonald's. So we had 20 chicken nuggets between us and then our large fries. So I'm not even thinking about food, although later we do have pizza. It is just a margarita, but we do have pizza. And then I don't know what else. I'll figure that out later. That's later's problem. That's not now's problem. That's later's problem. 7. Okay, I respect it. He'd be well comfy. He would be incredibly comfy, which again is why I'm stopping that conversation, because I will probably end up buying one. I just like stupidity too much. With us just under Wolves, I think it's a West Ham 3-1 win. Listen, V Collins, I will take that all day. All day. Major, harsh. All day. So, with a couple of minutes to go, with just a couple of minutes to go, let's go to score predictions. I didn't see it when Gonzo was talking about it earlier because I was late running around like a headless chicken trying to get everything ready. So let's lob those final score predictions in. As you do that, I will run through the teams one last time before kickoff. West Ham start with Fabianski in goal, Kara, Dorset, Zuma, and Cresswell in defense, with Rice and Souček just ahead of them. Paqueta, Cornet, and Bowen are behind Scamacca. It looks like either a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, depending. Maybe Kara starting at right back, which is interesting and probably a damning indictment on how bad Soufal's been, that centre back is starting ahead of him at right back. I know he has played right back before, but you know, the way these things go. Wolves line up with Sarr in goal, Semedo, Johnny, Kilman, and Ait Nori in defence. They've gone for their 4 at the back formation, with Neves, Moutinho, and Nunes ahead of them, with Podence, Guedes, or Guedes, however you want to pronounce it, and Neto up front. The USA Network are playing adverts which has wrestlers in it, and my brain keeps getting distracted. It's a strong lineup. I think that's a pretty good lineup. We're going for it. Areola on the bench along with Soufal, Fornals, Antonio, Lanzini, Downs, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Emerson. And again, our bench is just so much more stronger than it used to be last season. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. And Wolves bench, Sarkic, I never know how to pronounce it, B. Traore, Mosquera, Totti, not that one, Ronan, Costa, A. Traore, Bueno, and Campbell. So there we go. Those are the 2 lineups. You know what they are. We're mere minutes away, very soon, to kick off. I of course have a timer up in the top corner, so you know exactly how far behind you I will be when that eventually does kick off. I'll click on it so we can all be in time together, or at least you know how far behind you I am. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Let's have a look. 3-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. See, there's more. Whenever we get to score predictions, though, we get a little bit more confidence. Do you know what I mean? And I like it. I'm always here for it. It's probably why I do it last, because I just like that sort of burst. Jennifer saying, I think we will win. We've unlocked in the last two. Let me rewind on that one. I think we will win. We've been unlucky in 2 of the games we lost. We got to swing our way. Love that. 2-2, 1-1. Hammers 1, Wolves 2. Bye-bye, Moises, Alexander. 3-1 to the Irons. Going to hit the ground running 3-0 today. I think both teams will score 1, says Wayne. I'm not going to lie. I think I agree with Wayne. I think it's going to be low scoring. Better players, better team, better manager. If we win, Charlie, you have a trim, yeah? No. But keep watching and maybe I'll change my mind on that. Can't help but think our wide men will be more defenders than attackers. 1-1. Lee, my friend, good to see you. I hope you're well. Lee Statham, excellent dude. If you haven't already subscribed to him, and of course the Disabled Team, where he appears often regularly as well. Highly recommend it. Lee's a great guy. We called for changes and we did changes. Let's see what he can do. It's a good point. That's a good point. We do have a situation where we have actually made some changes for once. We're not doing the usual same thing over and over again. We'll see how we end up lining up. I'm going to be interested as the game kicks off to sort of see where everyone ends up placing. But we have definitely made some changes. And I'm hearing irons in the background. Let me just turn that down slightly. There we go. 1-1, said it against Everton. We must win this. Everton must win game. This is a must win game. Good point, Tom. I don't think it is for Moyes, but I think just in general, it's probably very important. Christian, watching the game on a phone, watch along on the other in my car as I wait for a haircut. Thank you very much, much appreciated. As we get underway, come on, you Irons, deploy the boys. Time to run two things. It's West Ham United versus Wolves at the London Stadium. It's a big, big game. Two managers in trouble, two managers struggling, two managers who need a win. And I will be deeply intrigued as to who ends up on top. As I said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. And more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, there's a thing called One Football. It's an app on your phone that you should get involved with. If you've ever wanted to follow, the news of West Ham, for example, or the news of the Premier League, as opposed to just everything, you don't want to hear about Tottenham, or you don't want to hear about, I don't know, the Bundesliga or whatever. And there's a beautiful way to do that, and it's the One Football app. The link is in the description below. It's a beautiful app. They're sponsoring this video. We'll talk about it again at some point, and I would highly recommend you get involved because it allows you to just click West Ham and just follow that, as opposed to all that other rubbish. The One Football app, ladies and gentlemen, sponsoring the video. Thank you very much. Link in the description below. Tell you what I'm interested to see, and this is why I was saying about formation, is I'm interested to see where Cornet ends up. He could very well end up as a left wing back. It wouldn't surprise me if Moyes goes for a three at the back. And so I'm intrigued to see where that sort of ends up. But it does look like the Wolves at least a back four. Seeing it as West Ham are playing it around incredibly awkwardly at the moment. We did get forward at some point, but it did look very awful very quickly. Like I say, Rex, I'm not even sure they're there. I think they are. I don't know. I'll have to go and check at some point. We'll figure it out. Trying to play it forward to Scamacca. That's the other big thing today for West Ham. Scamacca just tackled off the ball there, unsurprisingly. Is we need to get people in and around him. We need Bowen and we need Cornet in there. So hopefully it isn't a 5 at the back with Cornet at left wing back. Hopefully it is a 4, and a 4-3-3 is the ideal. And really get Cornet and Bowen close. Harsh on Ben Rama, by the way. Harsh on Ben Rama again, by the way. If we are playing a 4-3-3, he still doesn't get in that formation. Wolves trying to pass and dribble their way out the back. It goes poorly for them. Declan Rice somehow picks it up on the right wing and whips it across. Not really sure how or why that's happened, but still. See, I'm looking at this formation now, and it just scares me how deep and central Kehrer looks, although we've passed the ball back to Fabianski, and at this point where he seems to be out on the touchline again. I don't know. We'll see how that ends up playing out. Good to see. Good to see Big Craig at the back again. It's a beautiful man. We've missed him. Podence shoots from range, and Jesus Christ, it was closer than it probably should have been against Fabianski, who hits it from range. Podence, to be fair, is a good player. Smacks it. After a very heavy touch from Declan Rice, allows Wolves to come in and nip the ball. And he probably should have gone closer with it, Podence, instead of going for the shot. But he hits a smacker from range, and although relatively close to Fabianski, he starts to jump up and just sort of palm it away. Nothing too accurate. And it's going to be a Wolves corner. Early doors in the game. Whipped in. Nodded away relatively comfortably. Or Aït-Nouri tries to nod it back towards the box. Souček gets it out towards Cornet, who, I'm not going to lie, goes down unbelievably theatrically and unbelievably easily. He's getting a bit of a reputation for that sort of stuff with us, and I'm not super keen on it. The way he went down there was a little bit pathetic, but still, we know. Wolves passing it around at the back. I'm trying to figure it out. When we go into our defensive shape, it does look like our classic 4-4-1-1 defensive shape. Let's see how it will transition out of it. Aït-Nouri on wide on this left-hand side. Nice little back heel. Wolves trying to work their way down the left-hand side. They do find some space. That's a nice take on the inside. And then I don't know who that number 27 is who just whipped a shot. It almost went out for a throw-in. I mean, it went all the way over to the other side of the pitch to Podence. I'm not sure who that is. But it was nice play down the left-hand side. Unbelievably bait play, and the fact that we weren't there is kind of ridiculous. But the fact that number 27 managed to roll Kehrer, who comes flying in a sort of last tackle style, and then it bobbles up after the deflection off him, and it's a wild shot. Was it another opportunity? They put it way over everyone. Nathan Semedo there. No, defensively, we're definitely in the 4-4-1-1. That's as clear as you like. You have your two banks of four with Cornet and Bowen dropping in deep, and then you have Paqueta as sort of one and Scamacca ahead of him. When we go into the transition to attack, that's sort of what I want to see. Because again, Kera was very central, but now he's sort of wide forward. So we'll see. We'll see. Leon, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. How exciting is it that we're finally playing some of our players? It's like new season starts today. Kiri, I hope so. That's the vibe I'm taking. That's the vibe I'm taking. Listen, you just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Adam. You still coming over in November, my friend. I'm having to batten down the hatches. You still coming over in November. I would have dropped Fabianski and Suchek. I mean, there's probably a lot of people who would have been dropped being realistically GP. Fabianski, I'm okay with. Or he's made a couple of errors, but I think he's played all right by and large. I don't think Areola, when he's played, has covered himself in too much glory. Suchek, I get why Moyes is persisting with him, but I don't know if I agree. I get why he's persisting, but I don't know if I agree. Nori on the ball trying to find his way in. It's kind of 4-1-4-1 when they're a little bit further forward as well, with Rice being the deep, which makes me think it could be a 4-3-3. Although it does just look like a 4-2-3-1 given how far Paqueta is forward. Also, a player called Johnny, ironically, wouldn't have two. Listen. I will say about Johnny, one of my favourite name players in the Premier League, Johnny Castro. What a name. Semedo lays it back, whipped in, and Zuma's header wasn't super confident. And Czech has to, Czech. I was saying I thought about his country. Czech gets his header in there, but Wolves still have the ball right outside our area. Passing it around, it doesn't. No, Johnny goes for the hit. Fabianski palms it away. It wasn't a great. It didn't feel like it should be that dangerous, but Fabianski ends up having to just palm it away. Johnny just sort of takes it past Rice. He doesn't really take it past him as such. He steps up to him, get a run for it, and then just has a hit. Okay. I'll have a look in a second. Give me a sec. Whips into the box. On the corner, head away. Let me know if that sounds better. I think it should be okay, but let me know if it isn't. Click some buttons. So one can only hope. One can only hope. Wolves are just sitting on top of us now. Quite easily and calmly passing it around. Semedo tries to get control down a little bit more between him and Cresswell, and they are on top. They've just got every single player in and around us. We can't get out of our box at all. Podence lays it short to Semedo, back out wide. Neto trying to find his way and can't quite manage it. Rice diving in. Bowen getting involved. Suchek managed to find Bowen. That's nice. Now can we break? There's no real options, and he's not fast enough to get away, but he carries it forward. The outside of the outside of the foot pass was almost working, but not as poor as West Ham. Okay. Trying to figure out what the problem could be. I think I can hear what you're saying. I'm trying to listen to it back on playback while watching the game just to make sure we're not all over the shop. It does the underwater thing. Whoever said underwater is very accurate. It sounds very underwatery. It sounds like there's some sort of blocker involved. Let me see what's going on. Hopefully that helps. Potentially, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just keep pressing buttons until it works, right? Just keep pressing buttons until it works. You sound and look like Aquaman. Take the dub. I'll take that, Kiri. I'll take that. Hopefully that button fixed it. Hopefully. I've turned off every single setting possible, so hopefully that helps. Paqueta trying to take the ball forward. Can't quite manage it. It's just quieter. Okay. It should be quieter, but as long as it sounds better, then I guess that's some sort of dub. How does it sound now? Am I loud? I'm going to talk at a normal volume. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if that's any louder or better. I've put it up to max volume, so hopefully we're fine. We'll see. That was an excellent button press. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you. I thought I nailed that one. Sounds good? Okay, we'll see. Sounds like you need to upgrade your... Listen, Rex, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Jonathan, are there places to watch the game? There are indeed, my friend. If you have a look in the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. It's a completely free place to join. Lovely Hammers chat, West Ham community, but fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links. If you click on that, you will find what you're looking for. Have a get involved. Scamacca picks it up in a really advanced position, hits it. Oh, it's a nice bending effort. Tries to just put it in. I like the idea. Flag goes up in the end, but it's difficult for him again because we're sort of, the lineup might be better. What we're expecting. You sound sexy as fuck. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. The lineup might be better, but the formation and the way of playing is still very much David Moyes at West Ham. And so trying to play that counter-attacking role for him, which is going to be difficult because he's not Mikel Antonio, means he's going to have to be right on that last line of defenders to try and get that space because he's just not got that pace, right? I didn't say it. I'm going to go 1-1, Oz. I think it'll be low scoring, but I'm going to go 1-1. I'm confident we'll put in a better performance. But yeah, Souček lays it forward to Bowen, trying to battle his way inwards. He was playing for a throw in there and loses out. He was desperate for a throw in there. Like a 96k download from Napster back in the day. For a win up. Yes, Dean. Mate, big vibes, you know? What was the one? LimeWire. LimeWire was the big one. For me, personally. Downloading songs like Lincoln _park _in _the _end.exe. Because that's definitely a song that you want to download and not a virus. You know what I mean? Big vibes. Krishna, thank you very much for the donation into the full-time fund. I hope we win this coming, you irons. You and me both, my friend. AED. I wonder where that's from. Don't know where it's from, but very much so. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll lob your name in there. The thing. Scamacca battling for the ball, can't quite manage it. Someone goes down. I think it was Bowen. So we're gonna get that. Krishna, thank you very much. Your name should come up there in a minute. I appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. LimeWire, yeah. Basement _Jax _exe. Yeah. Where's your head at? But spelt incorrectly. It was Bowen who gets fouled from Ruben Neves. It was nice passing. And again, better with that Scamacca link up there with Bowen. Closer in. But yeah. Better, even if it didn't work out better. United Arab Emirates makes sense, Krishna. Well, thank you very much, sir. That's very kind of you. Appreciate you for the full-time fund donor. Fun fact, I do use systems that would work. It's just because we stream through StreamYard for certain other reasons. So, yeah. It's frustrating. But there might be something I can do with that. I'm not sure. Big punt forward from Fabianski, looking for Cornet with a header as opposed to Scamacca. Don't really know why. Wolves passing the ball around, and this would be a good opportunity to press. We're sort of just covering the passing lanes. Paqueta bounces off his butt. We gain possession off Paqueta's butt, so we'll be taking that. Still, we managed to go instantly back with it, which is very annoying. We had a possession in their half. They were forward because it was a long opportunity, and somehow we've managed to pass it back to give them time. Annoying, but still. Souček back to Zuma. We're just passing around in our own half at the moment. Not ideal. Rice, big searching ball forward. That's nice. Kera's got forward into a nice bit of area. Finds a little through ball into Bowen. Hits it. Save. Scamacca. Oh, no. Oh, no. Gianluca, no. No. If it's a corner, I'll forgive him. If not, then it's stress. It's stress. It was a really nice ball out to Kera, who found a bit of space. Looked to get a little bit scared against Aitonori, to be fair. Probably the right thing to do. Finds Bowen on the inside and... Oh my god, that's so annoying. Bowen hits it. He gets on the right side, hits it with his left foot nicely, and... I think he does touch it last. It's a goal kick. I don't think he touches it most, but he does touch it last. But that is a golden opportunity for Scamacca, who doesn't get it. Bowen picks it up in a good area, lays off to Scamacca. He's got Cornet out wide. To be fair, nice little lay it short back to Declan Rice. Nice into Bowen. Paqueta lays it back to Rice. Looking for Cresswell wide on that left-hand side. And then we got a nosebleed and managed to pass it all the way back to the halfway line where our centre-backs are, where the referee blows the whistle because one of the Wolves players is down. I'm looking at all your comments now. How has he missed that? The pressure from the centre-back is the excuse I want to use. Is the excuse I am going to use. It was pressure from the centre-back. Stress. That's the way I'm going to say it. I think I was just showing a replay of how the Wolves player got injured from trying to tackle Jared Bowen. Which we've been pulled up for, which is frustrating. But, you know, to be honest with you, life goes on. Annoying, though. Very annoying. Who's that down? I think it's Pedro Neto who's down for them. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he looks legitimately injured, to be fair. Although, undoubtedly, he will come back on. But he does look legitimately injured to some extent. Costa having an argument about whether or not he should warm up. You love to see it. I can't act like I'm not kind of excited to see Diego Costa back. He's such an absolute menace, and I just respect it immensely. You know, I do love a menace, and he is 100% one of them. He really is. We've not looked good yet. I agree with you there, James. Ben Bowen on the restart, almost getting in quickly. Mateus Nunes trying to get forward, tangling up with Paqueta. He does well. Finds Goncalo Guedes. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I've never known. He's one of those players I only ever see in FIFA. and Football Manager and PES. Never know how to pronounce his name. Cornet gets pulled up for a foul on Nelson Semedo on the right-hand side. It's going to be a free kick to Wolves in a fairly advanced area. Just awkward from Cornet, to be honest with you. It's a definite foul. He can't really complain. I mean, again, I like Cornet a lot and I want to see him play more. But my man, in his short career with West Ham, has so far been on the floor a lot. So I don't think he can complain about someone else going down easy. And to be honest, that was a straight up foul. Neto still out. Still out on the left-hand side touchline. Wolves playing temporarily with 10 men. You want to see us capitalise on this. It's going to be a free kick. Guedes is out on the right-hand side to take this free kick, and it's sort of a good position to put one in. This isn't going to be a shot. It'll be a nice cross. He's whipped in dangerously. He put it into that corridor of uncertainty. It was a nice cross in. Thankfully, no one can't get there, but it's a decent cross in. Krishna, thank you very much again. It's very kind of you for more, for adding it in again. What's your favourite West Ham player? Ever... Joe Cole, right now, I can't act like I don't have an unnecessary love for Pablo Fornals, because I do. Paqueta was one of my favourite players in Europe before he joined us, so I've got to say Paqueta, obviously Declan Rice. But I would probably say Pablo Fornals. I can't lie to you, I would probably say Pablo Fornals. But thank you very much. It's very kind of you, my friend. Very kind of you. It's back up there again. Bowen goes down again under the challenge of Moutinho. That's going to be a yellow card for the Portuguese boy. Yeah, it's a definite yellow. It's a definite yellow. He's on the floor. He swings round. He just trips over Bowen. It's obviously like, again, Bowen goes down very theatrically, but you know it is. Did you? You did, Ray. You did. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're obtaining information about the match somehow, even if it is in the less interesting form of me as opposed to being there for free. I apologize. Blatant trip. The most blatant trip you're ever going to see. What a boot. Oh, yes. It was just as obvious as you're ever going to see. Too easy. Too easy. I think the commentators are saying that Adama's getting ready, so Neto, who has come back onto the pitch, might go off again very soon. Two people standing over the free kick here, including Scamacca. Cresswell is standing over it, Aaron Cresswell, as you would suspect. But Gianluca Scamacca is standing over it, who looks like he might be about to hit this one. He does, and my God, is it about as high as you've ever seen a shot go. That was like Antonio in his prime. He went up, and it never came back down. Look out, spaceman. Here comes the ball. Yeah, Adama Traore is definitely coming on for Neto, who's now down on the pitch again. Gamesmanship, let's call it, I guess, from Wolves here. Neto goes off injured after failing to tackle Jared Bowen. He sticks his leg in on a sliding challenge where Bowen's foot's going down, who gets trodden on. There's no foul there. It's complete accident. It's one of those ones that just you can't really think for. And then on comes Adama Traore and his shiny arms. He's just unbelievably oily after his year loan spell last year with Barcelona. Back in a relegation threatened Wolves side. He's coming on now for Pedro Neto. You hate to see an injury like that, you do. But there we go. Pedro Neto off. On comes Adama Traore. Remember that game a few seasons ago when Traore absolutely tore us apart? I do. It's like the one time he's done it, but yeah. Yeah. He is. Why is Adama Traore shine? He puts baby oil on, doesn't he, I think? So people can't grab him, so he can get past people easier. I think that's what he does. Like a Turkish wrestler, I believe. Nice through ball there to find Jared Bowen, who for some reason hits it corner. Oh, to be fair, that was an incredibly difficult one to take, but my God, he sends it almost as high as Scamacca. I'm starting to feel like there's a racket going on with the new boys, maybe just selling Premier League balls on the little backhanders on the side, because they are punting those ones clearly out of the stadium to someone outside the stadium. That would have been a very, very difficult take for Cornet, to be fair. I don't quite get why Bowen put it in like that. Bowen should have taken a touch and maybe tried to do something else with it. But puts it in first time, and Cornet on the far post in a very awkward way punts it. And yeah, it is what it is. Weird short goalkeeper routine from Wolves. They've come away with the ball under minimal pressure from West Ham, so I can't deeps it too much, given the fact it's, I guess, works, but it's not the most exciting game in the world so far, Steve. I can't lie to you. It's not the most exciting game so far. Baby oil, yeah. That's what I believe it is. Man, juice. Sorry, that got me. Man, juice. Anyway, Wolves have the ball. They're passing it around at the back. Bit of pressure from Scamacca, which is good to see. West Ham, the rest of the players cutting down the passing lanes. This is better pressing, better pressure. Paqueta comes in and just nips the ball. Wolves maintain to have possession, but again, this is good. Cornet now challenging, trying to find, just cutting out those passing lanes, just trying to stop them from getting out of this area. Again, not necessarily trying to win the ball from them, but you know. Wolves managing to find their way out of it, and us falling back, collapsing back into that 4-4-1-1 defensive formation, just sitting deep and not really trying to win the ball back. We're now just waiting for Wolves to give it to us. Yeah, there's a rail strike today, so a lot of people, Ray Boreham included, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Ray Boreham included, were meant to be going, but couldn't because of the rail strike today. So yeah, there are a lot of empty seats, a lot of them. Wolves looking to find their way forward. They're getting into our half now, so you love to see that. Just slowly passing their way in. All of the pressure going really well. Clearly, Nori on the ball, wide on this left hand side. Tries a little 1-2. Good defending, at least stops it. João Moutinho with a nice ball across to Semedo. Cresswell was there, just puts him under enough pressure to where his cross thing was awful. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, straight out for a goal kick. We'll take that. I'm getting earache. Don't know why. I'm getting an earache on my left-hand side. See, look, I told Gonzo it'd be appearing. It's annoying when that happens. When we're pressing them, we're pushing them, we're in their area. I say we're pressing them. We're just sort of existing, and then just ever so slight passing, and then we're away. Big boot from Fabianski to Scamacca, who wins the header, but it goes straight to Nori, who runs really specifically. I've always thought he runs very specifically, Nori. He sort of head down scurries like that. Out to Dama, who's on this left-hand side, tries to take on Kera. Does beats him, plays in the ball. Semedo can't quite get his head on it. Cornet goes down again for some stupid reason. Just get up, bruv. And a big hoof away from Aaron Cresswell. You love to see it. An excellent hoof away. Scamacca just battling as strongly as he could for it. Referee says no foul, but you love to see it. You love to see a big old battle. Wolves trying to loft it forward. Can't quite make it work. Ball comes back towards Scamacca, who controls it. Oh, that's a nice ball out to Bowen. Bowen cuts it on his stronger foot. Oh, can't quite get it. Can he get it a second time? Can't quite. Scamacca controls it, hits it. Oh, Scamacca with an absolute screamer. Bruv, that's what he does. That's what he does. Or if you've ever wondered, can Scamacca shoot from range? Yeah, he can. Yes, he can. Jarrod Bowen cuts inside from the right-hand side onto his stronger foot. Can't quite get the initial shot. Second one comes in again. He's sort of sliding for it. It doesn't happen. It bobbles back to Scamacca, who, with one touch, bouncing up on foot, strikes it as clean as you like into the right-hand side. Come on. Good work. I tell you what, fair play to Jarrod Bowen as well, because Jarrod Bowen puts in the effort there to make that opportunity work. Scamacca drops deep, gets the control down. There's no Wolves players even near him. He plays a nice ball out to Jarrod Bowen, cuts inside. It's a bit Bowl to try and go for it. It bobbles out to Scamacca, who takes one touch. It bounces up, and as it's just coming back down, he strikes it sort of on the half volley, and an absolutely beautiful hit. Oh, that is... Bruv! That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. As he lets it drop and just lets absolute rip, just slide outside of the boot. That is a beautiful, beautiful finish. West Ham 1, Wolves 0. You love to absolutely see it. Get in there, Gianluca Scamacca. Thank you very much, Krishna. Thank you very much for the goal. Scamacca, appreciate it. Absolute screamer. Yes, lads. I'll tell you what. If you've ever wanted to see him start, there you go. There you go, Bellissimo indeed. That is some goal. What a strike, Bellissimo. There we go. Big. Oh, that is a beautiful goal. What a hit. What a hit. We will be taking that all day. The technique, it goes into the side netting. That's how you know it's a beautiful hit. One 0 1-0. I need to change the scoreline. My brain just remembered that exists. I'm not used to seeing us score goals, so forgive me. Forgive me. 1-0. There we go. Come on. Another Wolves player is down. Kehrer was standing over him. It's Mateus Nunes. Kehrer just with an awkward trip into him. It looked like an ankle thing for Nunes there. Kehrer just sort of, as he's tripping through the air. Cornet is also down apparently. Don't know what happened there. Nunes, as Kehrer was sort of jumps up to get the ball, he comes down and he's sort of, it looked like his studs kind of scrape Nunes's foot, who's down. First half goal of the season there from West Ham. You'll have to see it. What a finish. I'm just seeing the replay again. What a finish. That's so good. That is so good. Oh, just outside the boot, bends it in. That is... Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah, so the Nunes going down for Wolves, it wasn't a foul. It wasn't anything deep or meant for. It was just awkward and clumsy. Hopefully he's okay and doesn't have to go off. Cornet, I don't know what's going on with him. It cut to him very briefly. The rest of the time, it's just been on Mateus. It's just been on him. We haven't seen anything of Cornet. I don't even know what happened with Cornet, if I'm being honest. I have no idea what even happened. I'm seeing the word Fornals in the chat. If he was to go off, it would be either Fornals or... Ben Rama, I would guess. Let me look at the bench again. You could make an argument for Antonio, I guess. But yeah, you'd imagine it would be either Ben Rama or Fornals. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Fornals is definitely coming on. I mean, Cornet was basically playing the Fornals role anyway, so it makes sense, I guess. It's a bit disappointing because I'd rather bring on the more attacking option and just sort of keep on them and try and put it on Wolves, you know. They're a good defensive side, but they're not. We're seeing a replay now. Podence. Yeah, his studs just went in, so he leans in there just to try and keep control of the ball. It's not, I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. It sucks. It sucks, but it's not too bad. Cornet may be suffering a little bit with the boy who cried wolf, was diving literally 3 or 4 times already. So when he did go down, they didn't even cut to him. It was just carried on. But he goes off. He goes off, which is not something you like to see at all. And Fornals comes on in his place. Wolves attacking straight away down this right-hand side where Fornals has just picked up our left. I'm not surprised to see Fornals, to be honest with you. I was more surprised to see Cornet start, if I'm honest, but it just does put a little bit more pressure on Bowen and to some extent Paqueta. Awkward maneuver there from Zuma, and it's going to be a goal. It's going to be a corner kick. You don't love to see it. You do not love to see it. Corner kick to Wolves out on the right-hand side. Whipped in. Paqueta, first man, just nods it away nicely. It's going to be a throw-in, much deeper. We'll take that. Moyes will never change. Negative sub. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, Cornet was basically playing the Fornals roles anyway. He was so deep, and playing that deep sort of allows Bowen a little bit more space to be aggressive and forward. You know, if you have someone covering space a little bit, then that allows the other person. My stomach kicked off something fierce there. But yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, I get it. Awkward foul there. Going against Fornals somehow. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, Cornet wasn't exactly playing a super attacking role to begin with. So, you know, like I say, I would much prefer to see us have gone for Benny and step on it. But, you know. Quick free kick, trying to play down on the side to Nelson Semedo. Doesn't quite work out. It's going to be a goal kick. We'll take that. We'll take that all day. We will take that all day. Sit back or attack. Acid test now. I mean, we'll carry on doing exactly what we're doing, which is playing exactly the way we usually do. We just happen to be playing a little bit more to Scamacca's feet, which is the important thing. That's the big difference between Antonio and Scamacca. Antonio, you're happy to play it over the top for him to run onto. Scamacca, it's got to be to his feet. He has to have the ball to him as opposed to, you know, I know he's a big man, but he's not exactly a target man style player. You could play it to his head and he'll get his head on it and everything, but that's not where he's at. You want to be playing to his strengths on that side. And we have done relatively well. He's dropped that very deep, which is sort of what he's looking for. And Scamacca comes away with the ball nicely there. He's got a good option, but to be fair, Fornals has got very, very advanced ahead of him. Slows down slightly, tries to find some options, plays it in, nodded down. Bowen's there. Not quite. Not quite. If anyone thought Fornals was just going to sit deep, I mean, that was a litmus test of no. He sprint forward faster than anyone else, was further forward than anyone else. We'll see this 4-2-3-1 again, just not getting the best out of Paqueta in any way, shape or form. It's a really nice opportunity to sort of... We have a really good player in Paqueta and we're just sort of not... Dawson just comes in and says no to Adama Traore. You love to see it. You can oil up your arms, mate. That doesn't protect your ankles. In comes Craig. You love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah, I mean, we've got such a good player in Paqueta and we're just misusing him constantly. He's in this sort of... He's in the 10 role again today in this 4-2-3-1, and it's just sort of... Jack explained it to me quite well. Jack Elderton of Analytics United on the Hammers Chat Patreon show, patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Hammerlytics, when we spoke about it, the idea of players being... Paqueta having his back to goal is the bad thing here. You don't want to have him in a position where he collects the ball with his back to goal, where he plays with his back to goal. And because he's so far forward in that 10 position, that's what's happening. You want him deeper to where he can receive the ball sort of with his back to either the touchlines on the turn kind of thing. So he can pick up the ball and have the space to move in front of him, not collect the ball with the back to goal and then trying to do something. Because to be honest with you, it's not really doing much. And we're seeing that yet again today, where we've just sort of plopped him in that position and nothing's really coming of it. He's not really existing in the game at all, to be honest. Wolves passing it around at the back. West Ham pressurising a little bit. Paqueta gets in there. Nice touch. And then first time pass by Fornals. Nice by Scamacca to Paqueta running forward. Bundled over. That's a free kick as usually like. 2 Wolves. Somehow. Okay. Okay, ref. Wolves take it quickly and counter-attack. I'm not really sure how that happened. But okay, Wolves trying to counter-attack forward. It's a nice Nice interception from Declan Rice. Just sticks his foot out and stops it. Wolves maintain possession on the ball. Don't know how that happened at all, by the way. That was nice play. Paqueta again, seeking out the ball. That's the one thing you do like from him in that position is he works hard to try and get the ball and to collect it. Bowen already looks tired, by the way. And he picks out the ball. Just one touch to Fornals. Fornals nods it down. First time header to Scamacca, who lays it back down to Paqueta and starts charging forward. Who's coming forward and he's just barged from behind, it felt like, with a forearm potentially. And somehow that's a foul to Wolves. Don't really know how. Still, Wolves forward. 5 minutes until half time, plus stoppage, of course. Wolves passing it around, but not super confidently. Again, maybe a bit more of an active press, and we could maybe nip the ball in here, but not quite. Awkward shot at far range from there. Rice just stands over it. Paqueta does well to keep possession. The pass back is awkward, but at least he keeps possession of the ball. And a huge boot. Fornals went Pablo Fornals. Bless his heart. He went for it. And I don't know why. But big boot from Fabianski and big boot from Fabianski and Scamacca battles for it well. It ends up bouncing to Fornals, who goes for a spectacular 35-40 yard volley, and it just completely mishits it. I don't know. He went for it, bless. He went for it. It didn't work out for him in any way, shape, or form, did it? Jesus Christ. Free kick again, somehow to Wolves. Again, no clue how, but it just is. Well, look, I'm sure the thing is, Hughes, is I'm sure the keeper was off his line. But what possessed Pablo to think he was going to hit an absolute Paul Scholes-esque screamer volley from there? I don't know. I respect him for trying, but Jesus Christ, that was just not happening. Just a weird piece of fluff floating in front of my eyes. Wolves trying to find their way forward. Geddes hits it, block from Zuma. That's awkward. Wolves in. Cleared away. That was very, very awkward, and the clearance was pretty woeful, I'm not going to lie. Wolves maintain possession of the ball. Kilman coming forward with a bit of a flurry, a bit of a flicky Ronaldinho type stuff. Scamacca coming forward. He wants to get rid of the ball as soon as possible. He hits a nice crossfield pass to Fornals in the end. But he wanted rid of that ball instantaneously, and there was just no one giving him options. They're just running along in a straight line. It's like, move into a bit of space, please. I mean, we maintain possession of the ball, so I'm not going to complain too much. Kera plays it forward to Paqueta, Bowen, back again to Kera. It is definitely a four at the back, but you can tell Kera's a centre-back is all I'll say. He's very tempted to stay back. Bowen, nice ball down the line to Thomas Souček, who's taking up that space Soufal used to. And to be fair, his pass isn't bad. And then the passing from Paqueta to Bowen pulls it back across. Nice bit of play, nice idea, but easily cancelled out by Wolves in the end. There just was no one in that position. Paqueta picks up the ball, and again, somehow, that is a foul to Wolves. Not the greatest performance you've ever seen from a referee. I'm not going to lie to you. Not the greatest performance you've ever seen from a referee today. I want to see the replay again, but that pass from Paqueta to Bowen is really nice. And he pulls it back, and it's accurate for Fornals. There's just no one in a better position. String. I remember when Felipe Anderson joined us, Dylan, and he was pulling off these nice reverse through balls that just no one was getting onto the end of. No one even knew what was going on. I remember Snodgrass was the only person who even came close to getting on the end of it. And there is a bit of that idea of if you're not on the wavelength, it doesn't matter how good you are. I think he is there. It's just, again, that's another good example of him playing looking forward as opposed to with his back to goal. He can pull off these nice passes and see stuff that other people can't and get involved in the game in ways that other people can't. It's just more when we're playing counter-attacking football and he's standing with his back to goal, like, there's going to be nothing really useful to it. But it's a great question, James. It's a great question, and one that I'm not going to answer just yet because the words are harsh. The words are harsh. Podence on the edge of the area, hits it straight into the hands of Fabianski. We'll take that all day. Podence just going for those shots from range. Not surprising. I think it was a nice turn from him as well, head of Rice, who can't get anywhere close to him, and he's popped off a shot before Rice can get anywhere close, but 45 minutes is up. We've got stoppage time of 4 minutes to go. We'll take this half so far. They're not wrong. He's been pretty bad. I can't lie to you. He's been a bad referee so far. Souček passed into awkwardly, and he manages to get the ball and keep it under control, but a little bit awkward. Kehrer trying to play that ball forward. He does nice to find Paqueta there. It was a nice pass. Kilman does well to defend it, but it was a nice idea. Souček tries to dink it forward. Doesn't quite work out, and it is what it is. Where is it? Didn't mean to click on that one, but it took a while to get that free kick. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Where was it? Basically, I can't see it now, but I think it was Stevie B, who talks about Souček. Defensively doing well, passing doing fine. For him, it's an okay performance. Bowen getting forward, Souček streaming forward as well. He's got Scamacca to his left. Bowen goes for it with his weak foot. I don't blame him for trying, but not great. Souček forward again down this right-hand side. He keeps finding space down this right-hand side. He's just holding that off beautifully. Oh, he tried the Ronaldo chop, and it paid off. Go on, Thomas. Ref. There was at least 4 fouls there. Referee, please. Can we all just take a minute for Thomas Souček, who just did a Ronaldo chop? He's having an okay game by his standards recently. I think he's doing slightly better than he has been. I think defensively he's been all right. I think passing wise he's been fine. A little bit shaky, but that's just what it is. My man was in the corner. Just hit a Ronaldo chop to take it round the Wolves player. That was hilarious. I did not know he had it in his locker, and I'll be honest with you, I've seen him do it, and I'm still not entirely certain he has it in his locker. It wasn't. He didn't do it with aplomb. That wasn't a 5-star skiller of by any stretch of imagination. But still, free kick basically next to the corner flag. Bowen to take it, puts it in over the top of everyone. Big Dawson tries to get a foot to it, can't quite. Just over a minute left of stoppage time. That was incredible. That was unbelievable. What a man. Footy pass is all I say, Stevie. Footy pass. Bro, it was... I don't know how it took the referee so long to give a free kick there. There were at least 5 different incidents. Whatever. Big boot from Sargo straight into the path of Fabianski. You love to see it. We've been the better team. I think... have we? We've had the better chances. I think Wolves were on top of us for a long period of time. But I would probably posit that we deserve the lead in terms of chances. Be interested to see the stats. I'll probably pull them up at half-time. Aaron Cresswell just chasing after the ball. He roamed forward. He was the furthest person forward. He just chased it. If anything, more just to give him enough time to get back into position, which is good work. No one else joining him in the press whatsoever. But he basically managed to single-handedly stop Wolves from going forward. Nori, that's a knife pass into Traore. Tries to pull it across. Big tackle from Big Dawson. You'll love to see it. Good first half. Looking forward to more. Yeah, I agree, Krishna. And there we go. There is the halftime whistle. I agree with you, bro. Decent first half from us. Better than it has been. We've been in an awkward, difficult position most of the time this season, and we finally get our first half goal of it. There's an argument to be said that Wolves was certainly a better team. Thank you very much, by the way. Wolves were probably a better team for a significant period of it. It wasn't a complete and utter West Ham domination type performance by any stretch of the imagination. But once we sort of got our feet after ourselves, I think we had the better of the chances. We've certainly had more shots. They've had more shots on target, but they've been mostly from Podence, from range. Outside of that, honestly, I think we've probably been the better team in terms of actual chances, and an incredible Scamacca shot goal is the difference between the sides. Still, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. Given our performances recently, it's a really nice way to sort of build up to sort of something a bit more than what we have been doing recently. Because realistically, I'm not going to complain too much when we're 1-0 in a lead when we have been recently, right? Wolves, like I say, they've not really created the chances. They've had 3 shots on target, but all of them have been, or 2 of them have been Podence, and they've both been from range, and neither have been particularly dangerous. The first one forced a save from Fabianski, but the second one was literally straight at him. And the other one, I think, was Nelson Semedo, who took the hit from the right-hand side and again forces Fabianski into a save, which I think he should have palms away, which whatever. It is what it is. We'll take it, right? Refereeing performance has been awful. Again, I'm not usually someone who even comments on refereeing performances. If you watch the watch-alongs regularly, you'll know that I genuinely don't care most of the time. Like, in my opinion, it is someone in the middle of the park just has to interpret the rules as best they can, and realistically, sometimes that goes wrong. That was very bad. That was very, very bad. But yeah, half-time, 1-0. We take that. Given what we've had recently, I will take that all day, all night. But let me know how you feel. We're at half-time now, so it's time for us to have a nice, lovely conversation about it all amongst each other while I fix this. Let me know how you feel about whatever you think at half-time. It's nice we're winning, says Lewis, but I'd like to see us try and win the game at home with more than 25% possession. It makes it hard for Paqueta to influence the game. I think that's a fair point. I think that's totally a fair point. It's not ideal in any way, shape, or form when you're sort of just sitting deep. Again, I've had this conversation with a couple of people in the last couple of weeks. Especially over the international break, about, you know, how we play now. The sort of our backs are against the wall a little bit. That's for some reason not worked. Wouldn't mind if you worked. Let me try and fix that. And realistically, there we go. Realistically, I thought he would do exactly sort of what he has done. You can see possession down here. We're on 37.1%, which is insane at home to Wolves, a counter-attacking team. But it doesn't surprise me. I would have 100% expected David Moyes to come out and be David Moyes and to double down on the David Moyesness. I didn't think he was going to come out and be some sort of advocate for free-flowing attacking football, right? I didn't think that was ever going to be the case. And so the fact that we have so little possession is kind of exactly what I think it was going to be. The difference is that we could and should be doing more. Being Wolves are one of the lowest scoring teams in the league, I think we should come out with a little bit more confidence that we can stop them from coming out. I mean, we've got centre back playing right back today. There's a lot of them. Gio was actually at the game. Despite the train strikes, Gio is actually at the game. He and Mrs. Gio drove down today to go and watch it, so he's going to be enjoying that. The review after the game, which you should all come back for straight away live after the match right here. Come stick around. We of course have a review with Gonzo, and then of course I think it will be tomorrow at this point. They'll be doing the player ratings together over on the Patreon. I'm guessing that putting on Benrahma for Kane instead of Fornals was just a bridge too far from Moyes to contemplate. Small steps, I guess. Like I say, I think Cornet wasn't exactly playing super attacking. It wasn't a situation where I was seeing Cornet play super high up the pitch, making it play like I was trying to figure out whether I even thought he was playing left wing back at one point. That's how deep he was. It wasn't some situation where Maxwell Cornet was next to Scamacca in the sense that he has been playing in Europe. He was quite deep. And so from that perspective, I understand why Moyes has gone, right, I'm going to bring Pablo Fornals in that position because that's basically what Pablo Fornals does, right? Do I agree with it? Different story. Probably not. And like you say, bridge too far is probably the easiest way to word it. However, you know, could have maybe done it, Moyes. Could have maybe done it. We are completely wrong team for Paqueta. He will never play well here when he struggles to get more than 35% possession. I disagree, but what I would say is that we play him wrongly. I think I don't disagree that we could be. I think Moyes is the wrong manager for Paqueta. I will say that. I think if we were to play a 4-3-3, similarly, for example, like we did against Nottingham Forest, then it would work very well. I think we just play him. We play him in this 10 position, and it just doesn't really work for him right now. In any way, shape, or form. Now, if we had a lot more possession, like you're saying, and we were playing him in the 10 position, then I think it works out beautifully. I think we're having a grand old time. But given the fact that we're a team who play with basically none of the ball ever, if anything, we're possession shy, we're terrified of having the ball, then the idea of us having him in that position is just kind of pointless. They really doesn't need it, really not something that helps us in any way, shape or form. So, like I say, I think even under David Moyes at West Ham, it could work. But I think what it needs is us to play a different formation. I don't think 4-2-3-1 with him in the 10 makes any sense. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But like you say, you spent like 60 million on him. Imagine not knowing what to do. Crazy talk. Is on a different level. Can tell he plays with Neymar and Vinicius Jr. That through ball. Who was it to? Was it Bowen first time? Whatever it was so nice. Just again, and that's the thing of when he's not having to control the ball and then turn it and then try and figure out what to do with it. When he's just looking and can just affect the play ahead of him, that's when you get the best out of Paqueta. And that pass was just oof. It was very nice. Yes, I don't know if I said it earlier. I know someone asked. Cornet went off injured. As Danielle has just said there. He received a studs down the back of his calf. And goes off injured. I don't know what the exact injury is. Hopefully it's not too bad. He walked out under his own strength, so I don't think it could be that awful. But yeah, he went off injured. Let's see. Moyes will never change. Even if we win, we'll sit deep for the next game and go next game. Well, yeah, when the back's against the wall, he reverts to type, right? Well, we've been trying to do something a little bit different for the rest of the season. It's not really been working out in any way, shape or form. We've been maybe looking to do something a bit more possession-y. We've bought the players for that. It's obviously not gone well, so he's reverted to type. And that's what Moyes will always do. And that's what most managers would do. You'll rare find a manager who, when the backs are against the wall and the chips are down, goes for it, you know? And I'm not saying goes for it in terms of attacking. I'm saying we'll step away from their bread and butter. This is a team which David Moyes has built over the last however long he's been here for the second time, 2.5 years, whatever it's been, where almost 3 years at this point, where who play purely counter-attacking football almost that entire time. Now the chips are down. He's not going to change that. He's going to stick to what he knows. He's going to go, if anything, more full force into that. I'm not shocked, and we're winning today, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. I think the fact that we've actually changed personnel as much as we did today is a good sign, but we haven't changed tactics at all. We're still doing the exact same thing, and that's why, Chris, because we're just gonna defend. But passing has been a lot better. I agree, Martin. I think having Scamacca dropping deep has been a nice addition to the whole shtick. I don't know what you're gonna say. He drops deep, right? And the one big change for us, although we've been playing basically the exact same tactics we almost always do under David Moyes, the one big change is we're not just punting it over the top to try and have Mikel Antonio run onto it and stuff, because that doesn't really work with him, right? We saw that earlier in the game. There was one time where he did he got caught offside, where there was a sort of through ball looking to try for him to run onto it like we would with Mikel Antonio. Obviously, never ever going to work for Scamacca. Instead, what we saw was a lot of it being played towards him. There was a couple of times where he headed it, but a lot of the time he's getting ball in space in a slightly deeper position, being able to do stuff on the floor, and that's where you get the best out of Scamacca. And we started to see some nice link-up play, including Bowen, including Fornals, including Paqueta, in between them on the floor, like nice little switching moves, nice little passing plays. which is good. Again, it's a good sign. As much as I don't like the way we set up, and as much as it's David Moyes being David Moyes, that's worked out for us. We've looked a little bit better with that stuff. Would like to see Antonio come on in this second half, but not force Scamacca, play him on the left and move Fornals into the midfield, or even just a straight swap. Yeah, Lucky, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against seeing Mikel Antonio out wide in this side with Scamacca up front. Honestly, I wouldn't at all. I don't know who I would take off for it. You could make an argument about... I mean, in a 4-2-3-1, I guess you have to put Paqueta back there, but it's too attacking. I don't know. It makes it too lopsided for me. I feel like you could almost make the argument of putting Paqueta back as a sort of partner for Declan Rice. You take off Souček, you put Fornals into the centre of the park where he can affect the game more than Paqueta can in that sort of number 10 role in this 4-2-3-1, and then you put Mikel Antonio potentially out on that left-hand side. I would be interested. I would really like to see him playing out wide. Obviously, a front two would be nice as well, but in this formation, I would like to see him play out wide. Will we see it? Never, ever. West Ham are a great team. West Ham have some great players, but we are not playing as a team, says Usual Suspect. You can tell there's a lack of confidence in a lot of them. Again, like I said, I think one of the biggest signs today is the fact that Soufal isn't fit. Is fit but isn't starting. That's a massive thing for us. And it shouldn't be underplayed at all. That's the sort of that has happened. We've again looking into what we can actually do today, and it shows that there's just no confidence. I think sometimes you see us doing a big pass or anything like that, and it's just not. So I'm trying to fix my phone at the same time I was talking. We'll see us. We'll see someone trying to pass or trying to go for goal. Bowen does it sometimes, and you just look at it, and it's not a decision someone would make if they were in form, or if they were confident. They wouldn't go for goal in ways that we're doing. They wouldn't go for a pass in a way that we're passing. It would be a little bit awkward. But again, we are passing better today, so I'm not going to complain too much. And Bowen is great today, so again, I'm not going to complain too much. But still, Kera's been good at right back. Yeah, Adam, what do you mean? I think he's been all right. I think he's been fine. I think going forward, he's been non-existent. There's a couple of times he's got forward and is sort of instantly back down and pass backwards, as all of our players do. But I can't act like I don't think he's been okay at right back. He's been all right. He's been okay. A little bit sus at times, but I'm fine with that. We were defensive before Rude Geek. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I think we were defensive before. I don't think there was ever a period of time where we were playing particularly attacking. I think we've been defensive almost the entire time. If anything, let's have a look. Actually, we can have a look. We have the technology. This is the sort of things we can do, ladies and gentlemen. We can actually have a look. Looking at it here, if we look at the possession, you can see. Look, Pablo Fornals comes on here. It's not like we were dominating possession before. It was always Wolves. It's not that defense. It's not that big defensively. Again, Cornet was sitting just as deep as Pablo Fornals ever would, in my opinion. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. But yeah. Let's see what people are saying. There's no such thing as a wrong manager for a player. A good player. There's no such thing as a wrong manager. A good player adapts, and you can tell he is more than that from first half alone. I think I disagree, Scarborough, with the premise, but I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying. I think I disagree with it by and large. That makes no sense, Charlie. Let me try to explain that back. I disagree with the idea of there's no such thing as a wrong manager. I think there is. Sebastian Haller, for example, I think is a golden example of a player who is an absolutely fantastic, wonderful player who just is the wrong player for David Moyes. I don't think you have to. I don't think it's necessarily about adapting. I think it's about using to some extent. I don't know, but it's a good point. It's something I want to look a bit deeper into. As the teams come out for the second half, I'd like to ask you for your score predictions. We're 1-0 up at half time, and I would love if you would let me know exactly how you feel we're going to end. While you do that, I'll remind you of the One Football app. It's a beautiful app. It's a wonderful thing that you can get on your phone. It allows you to pay attention to only the things you want to do. For example, you know when you click on other websites like the BBC, for example, and it's telling you about the Manchester derby that hasn't even happened yet, and Arsenal and Tottenham and all that other stuff. Maybe you don't want to know about that. Maybe you only know what West Ham. So what you do is you download the One Football app, which is the link is of course in the description below, and then you click West Ham, and then it will only give you the West Ham stuff. Maybe you just want to know about all of the Premier League, see what's happening with the opposition coming up. You click on the Premier League. The One Football app, ladies and gentlemen, it's available. Link in the description below. They're beautiful people. They've sponsored us once again. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. The second half gets underway way quicker than I was expecting to happen, by the way. It's just gone. It's gone. We're ahead. Congrats. Big plays. Come on, you guys. All that good stuff. I'll remind you once more, if you haven't already, to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. We did the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch along every single match day last season. We did a build up, we did a watch along, we did a review, all of it, every single game last season, only one on the platform. So if you want to get involved in more future videos, which we would much appreciate, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and of course, like the video while you're down there. We're here at 213 right now, so 300 is definitely in sight. We could get a 300 today, which would be very exciting. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions, shall we? 1-0, still not happy. Downs won't ever get a first team place. Suchek has been cracked for club and country, still don't get dropped. It's because of the defensive work and the way he does that sort of stuff, Taz. But yeah, it's frustrating because Downs really should get a chance. 2-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, 0-0, says Mr. Pardew, and I respect him immensely, and so I shan't say anything because he's a sage wisdom that I just don't have. Even when we beat teams like Leicester 4-2 away, we never had much of the ball. We didn't create much either. We were very clinical. Yeah, basically, Lewis. Basically. 2-1 to Hammers. Yeah, in fact, I 100% agree with you, Lewis. 2-1 to the Hammers. Definitely 2-1. 3-0 West Ham. James, that is a bold prediction, sir. Downloading the app. It's pretty good. Would recommend it. There you go. GP's downloaded it. Why haven't you? Get involved. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Use the link in the description below. It helps us out massively. I cannot stress that. It really helps us. Yeah. West Ham 3-0. Positive vibes, Joan. Love that. Positive vibes. 7-1. Big. No. We would not be. No, a hypothetical question. If we sacked Moyes, say 2 games ago, and say we got in Potter, and would we be playing this style? No, we wouldn't be. But that's what it is. He's a defensive manager. He's a defensive manager. It is what it is. What can you do? Scamacca with a trying a big raking pass towards Paqueta doesn't quite work out. Paqueta just sort of... I like to see that, actually, to be fair. I mean, he tries it doesn't quite work out. You can see Paqueta there just sort of giving feedback, sort of saying where he wants people, where he wants the ball a little bit, which is nice to see. Again, ridiculously good player, quality-wise. I'm going to stick with my 1-1, even though Podence almost gets in there, and Zuma with a nice bit of defending. Long raking ball over the top from Wolves, trying to find Daniel Podence, who does manage to get in. It's a long stretch of the legs, can't quite get the control, and it's good defending from Zuma at the end of it, but still. I'll stick with my 1-1, even though I don't think Wolves are going to score at this point. They don't really seem capable. I'm going to stick with my 1-1. All right, Nori looking to whip the ball in from a secondary attempt after the corner. Neves goes for what can only be described as a Scamacca and it not working. You went 3-1. Okay, I respect it. I can respect it. That's what he does, Trini, to be fair. I'm not surprised. That's the big difference between him and Areola, right? Areola would have come straight out for that and tried to do something with it, whereas Fabianski will stay back. I mean... I think he would have... I don't know, Alan. I don't know, Mr. Pardew. My gut says he would have, obviously, pre-Chelsea. Like, now there's no chance. But not when Chelsea was iffy. You know what I mean? Not when Chelsea were iffy. When there's an opportunity of a bigger job coming up, probably not. But if everyone was stable, then I think he probably would have. Declan Rice with a nice interception and gets the ball. Plays it into a dangerous area with Souček, but Souček does well to find Fornals, who then lays it off to Declan Rice. Nice passing. Now Pablo Fornals is streaming forward. Recollects the ball off Declan Rice, who carries on his run. The pass from Fornals wasn't bad, but Declan Rice just doesn't have that pace and can't get there ahead of Neves, who comes back and defends well. Big ball forward, just somehow rolls all the way through to Adama Traore, who I don't understand quite how that happens. Dharma picks up the ball, starts sprinting out of defence, slightly scary with his big oiled up arms. Completely craps himself once it gets into an attacking area. Doesn't really know what to do with it. Ends up passing it out. The ball ends up with the feet of Ait Nori out on the left-hand side. Trying to work their way back centrally again instead of crossing the ball. Worked now over to the right-hand side. Johnny trying to find it forward. Look, we're back in our big, strong defensive position. Backing that 4-4-1-1. Mateus trying to find his space in there. He does do well, but Craig Dawson he runs into him, and Craig Dawson collects it and just punts it clear. No accuracy, no thoughts. Empty head, just big boot. You know what I mean? Semedo tries to whip it in. Good clearance right from the... Ooh, dangerous from Adama. It was cleared in, and it was just hooked away from Kera from the cross, from the early cross from Semedo. And it looked pretty all right, but Declan Rice can't get there. Souček can't get there. It sort of lands perfectly in between him for Traore, who runs onto it, who's playing in a sort of central area, but it drops ever so slightly ahead of him. He can't strike it with his laces. He has to try and volley it side-footed, and it just drops wide, big. Just depressing. Yeah. All of them. Every single man in the box. You know? Just all of them. Rice with a piece of unnecessary play. Referee waves play on. Dawson says no again. Adama thinks he's going to go up against the big man. Guess what? No! My voice is... I'm losing my voice. Declan Rice, he does really well with the interception there, and just an awful run for him, literally directly into João Moutinho. He picks up a yellow card. Declan Rice, he just runs literally directly at João Moutinho like an idiot. I don't know why. Heavy touch, lands at João Moutinho's feet, and then he overstretches himself with his studs out, trying to get a touch on the ball. I don't really understand what he's trying to do there, and he picks up a yellow card for it. Take it. We'll take it. Pablo Fornals, nice forward pass into the feet of Scamacca, who tries to just create something with it. And he does well in the end to find Rice. Just an awful pass. I don't know what he was doing. But Fornals picks it up, goes for it, deflects off a Wolves player. That was such a good opportunity. I don't know what the hell Declan was doing, but that's a nice tackle by Pablo Fornals. And then, I don't know who that is. I think that's Mateus who goes down. It's Mateus Nunes who goes down. He tries to kick it away, screams for a while, realises he doesn't get a foul, and he just looks up. And it's I don't know if the referee said it's gonna. Yes, referee said it's a throw-in. Correct decision. Nunes is back up walking normally. It's weird how that works, isn't it? Aaron Cresswell to take the throw. Scamacca's in there. Fornals comes short. Paqueta's short option as well if he wants to take it. Scamacca's now just moving around. No one's giving him any space. And we lose out. Throw-in tries to go to Paqueta, who's completely marked, and Semedo wins the throw-in. Wolves get a throw-in literally exactly where we just were. But their throw-in is almost as bad as ours. Jesus Christ, that clearance was woeful. Fornals into the path of Declan Rice. Finds Paqueta, lays it short to Thomas Souček. Oh, bring in the sauce with a nice outside of the boot pass into Kera. Hits it from range, doesn't quite work. Bowen, this is a good opportunity. Takes it inside, hits it early. Oh, yes. Jarrod Bowen gets a second for West Ham. I tell you what, he has looked better today. And a snapshot, it comes to him in an awkward position, but a snapshot takes it early. Bang, into the bottom corner. Completely takes Jose Sá by surprise. And it's 2-0. We'll take that all day. Very awkward play. Very, very awkward play in the build-up. Doesn't quite work out. I'll tell you what, Thomas Souček with an unnecessarily saucy outside of the boot pass around Adama Traore. Kehrer takes the initial shot. It deflects to Jared Bowen, who knocks it back around Ait-Nouri. Oh, you love to see it. Ait-Nouri's the one there. And Bowen, just a little chest around him, little knock. And then before it even has the chance to drop, would that count as a volley? I mean, no, he flicks it up for himself. It bounces off his head. It bounces and he just hits it early. And Jose Sarr completely wrong-footed. Bowen slots it into that bottom corner. He's played well today. He's looking. We're starting to see those signs over the last couple of games of Jared Bowen starting to get that little bit of Jared Bowen back. And I'll tell you what, he's found it today. He's found it today. West Ham United 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. And we will be taking that all day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Come on, you rip-roaring, goal-scoring irons indeed, Rex. Yes. Bang, early hit. It was really well done by him. Really well done. And again, that's the difference between a Bowen with a bit of confidence and a Bowen without it, right? Bowen out of confidence was doing all sorts of weird timings and shots and all this other sort of stuff. Bowen with a little bit of confidence there. Ait-Nouri goes for the shot from range, deflects up. It's going to be a corner to Wolves. One of those ones where it bounces off his head. He just lets it drop and then hits it early with a strong foot. It's a beautiful, beautiful goal. 2 very nice goals from West Ham today. We will be taking it. No bells required indeed. Not a single one. Thank Christ. Gonzo didn't come at half-time. I didn't ask him to be fair. So I didn't have the time to go and check. So thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Ait-Nouri with an awkward header down to Nelson Semedo. Almost loses out on the ball, but Wolves continue to maintain possession. Picks it in. My game skips forward like 10 seconds and Wolves have possession at the back. It's fine by me as long as nothing bad happens. I will take that. I will take that, you know. Let's say 20. That's not accurate, but let's say 20. 2 for West Ham, 5 for AC. We'll be taking that, Hughes. We'll be taking that. Thank you for... First of all, thank you very much. It's very kind of you for the $5 into the full-time fund. But my God. My God. Jared Bowen walking, looking in pain. Don't know if it's back. Oh, Diego Costa's coming. We'll take that. Thank you very much, Hughes. It's very kind of you, my friend. Very kind of you indeed. Just heard the word dislocated finger. Is that what happened with Jared Bowen? It looked to me like he was holding his back, but I guess it could be his hand as well. I don't know what the heck's going on with him, to be honest with you. We'll see, but... Hughes. Well, that's a fun stat. First appearance in the Premier League since, I can't remember when he said, for Diego Costa. Last time he did it was against David Moyes' Sunderland. But on comes Diego Costa. Incredible player. Does he still have it? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to watching it. Peter Hayward says they gave up on West Ham. They were too depressed. They now support Man City. We are a nobody club. Fair play, Peter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in timeout. Not because of what you said, but just because of the spam. Okay? But I don't mind you saying it, and I don't mind you being here, Peter. In fact, I would outwardly say, hey, come back. Like the video while you're here. Come back. Get involved with the bants again. But for the spam, I'm going to time you out, my friend. 5 minutes. That's all. That's all. Just because of the spam. Nothing else. Nothing else. Right, now we have that. Let's get this timing. Let's get this time back in order now. Let's see. What will Diego Costa bring? I'm excited to see it. If he doesn't do something completely and utterly insane, then is it even worth buying? Do you know what I mean? Oh, 100%, James. 100%. Guess what? We take that. We take that all day. I see your XG, and I raise you 2-0. Don't talk to me about whether or not we can continue with that and whether or not that's a logistical thing to do and a smart thing to do. I'm not interested. I see your XG, yeah, and I see 2-0 West Ham. Do I do a whole show on the Patreon about stats and believe very strongly in that sort of thing? And the XG levels is considered? Yes. Yes. Don't talk to me about XG. Seems like Mikel Antonio is going to be coming on soon. It seems like Mikel Antonio's going to be coming on soon. He's getting a bit of getting some instructions from Kevin Dolan. I suspect it will be for Scamacca. I will be shocked if it isn't. Oh, what? Look, Dean, I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find it. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find it. While Wolves sort of aimlessly pass it around. Oh, good defensive header from Thomas Souček. Straight into the feet of Wolves, unfortunately, but it was nicely done. Dean, I can't see it. I'm scrolling up and I can't see your name anywhere, Dean. It's frustrating me. Shot blocked from Wolves. Just sitting really, really deep. Sitting really, really deep again. We're 2-0 up. We're shot from range from Podence again, and Fabianski is more than equal to that. These Podence long shots are scary, but not worrying. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the moment, you're like, ooh, but realistically, you look at it and you're like, nah. Keep taking them, mate. You know what I mean? Keep taking them. They're low XG. Am I right, James? Listen, Dark. Would a bit more possession be nice? Yes. Are we going to get it? No. And if anything, Antonio coming on probably for Scamacca. Semedo goes for a wild cross there. Is probably evidence that, if anything, we're going to get even less possession as time goes forward. Yeah. Adama on the ball. Little 1-2 with Semedo down this right-hand side. Fabianski comes and collects it over the top of Costa. It seems since Costa's come on, Adama's taking up more space on this right-hand side now. He was playing very centrally before. Now he seems to be playing a little bit more on this right-hand side. Makes sense. Get the guy who's going to just take it past people and lob crosses in towards Diego Costa. Kind of makes sense, right? Also, frankly, he wasn't doing much in the centre, so... West Ham passing it around relatively confident at the back. A bit awkward from Kurt Zouma, but, you know. Souček, Paqueta, Souček, Rice. Little bit awkward passing. Paqueta just strokes it out wide to Aaron Cresswell. Gets involved again a bit deeper. That's what you like to see. Finds Fornals wide on this left-hand side. Cuts it into Bowen, who's slightly awkward touch into Paqueta. Can't quite get the touch on the shot. Fornals almost manages to keep it in. Fair play, but doesn't quite make it work. Bowfinger! There we go, Dean. It took me 8 years, but we got there. We got there. I apologise for being, quite frankly, blind. I apologise. I apologise. I'm awful. I'm sorry, Dean. I'm sorry. I'm just incapable, man. I'm just an incapable guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The injured will be taking that. Mitrovic is a good player. I refuse to say anything else. Yeah, you bet I am. You bet I am. Am I going to take it and run with it? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Kurt Zouma just looks like he's been knocked upside the head. Scamacca. He did. He did. He absolutely walloped the poop right out of it, mate. Right out of it. Dylan, you're a braver man than I. If he sees this, you're done for, mate. You're done for. West Ham work it down the right-hand side. Bowen, deflected cross, but Fornals has it, lays it short. Rice, just a bad pass, but still we move. Podence now comes away with it. Nice, he's just so quick. Costa down the right-hand side, sorry, down the left-hand side. Just no options for him, so lays it back to Nunes. Back to Podence. It's a nice idea. Souček does well to stop it twice there. Good defensive work by Thomas Souček there. First time just blocking anything Podence could do, forces him into an awkward pass, and then gets up and stops the on rushing. No excuses. No excuses, mate. That's disgraceful from me. Disgraceful work from me. Krishna, thank you very much once more. Bowen looks like he's turning back to form. Yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does. Scamacca coming off for Mikel Antonio as predicted. He does. I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing. He's slowly been seeing signs recently that he's sort of starting to find his feet again, starting to find his legs moving in a way that he wasn't previously. And today that is a great sign. Just seeing that replay of the Scamacca goal again. Oof. Woof. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Peter, you're back. Okay, Peter. Look, this is what's going to happen, Peter, right? I'm going to put you in timeout again, okay? Because I know you're hearing me. So I'm just going to put you in timeout again. And I'm just going to say again to you, Peter, it's not really what you're saying. It's just how many times you're saying it, right? So I'll give you one more chance, Peter. If you come back and copy and paste it again, I'll just ban you, right? I don't mind a troll. As everyone here will attest, I don't mind a troll. But do something more than just copying and pasting the same thing in the chat over and over again, right? So, like I said, one more chance, Peter. One more chance. You have 5 minutes to come up with something else. Then we see how it goes. Fornals. Nice ball out wide to Kara. Couldn't quite get the control. You hate to see it, but it was a nice pass. It's a nice pass. Can we all just appreciate how awful my internet is today, by the way? Can we all just take a moment to just appreciate it and give it the respect it deserves? Because my God, it's been bad. It's been bad. Just double check. That's fine. That's fine. Do you know what? I can do that. Anything else I can do along here? Yes, do a bit of that. Do a bit of that. You know, see if any of that helps. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Oh. Fornals hits it. Oh, straight into the hands of Jose Sarr. It's a really nice touch. Turns inside and hits it. Wasn't happening. 20-something minutes left to go. 23 minutes to go. I don't know how much I've donated today, but here's more. Krishna, I will say to you, it's unbelievably kind of you, but you don't have to in any way, shape, or form. I promise. I promise. It's very, very kind of you, sir. And it's much, much appreciated. But, and listen, I don't know what the exchange rate is, but it's probably stronger than it was last week, knowing the way the pound's gone. But it's very kind of you, but you genuinely don't have to. Costa, oh my God, Jesus Christ. I look across, I see the ball come flying in from the right-hand side, don't know who puts it in, and Diego Costa's head on it flashes wide of the right-hand post. Let's have a look at the replay. It's out wide to Adama. Nelson Semedo's there. My internet crashes, that's fine. Diego Costa rises up. It's a nice header. It's a nice header. Peter, for that, you could stay for a while. That's a banger. It's a good comeback. I respect it immensely. I respect it immensely, Peter. Fornals! Oh, just snaps at it with his weak foot. Just snaps at it with his weak foot. It bounces across to him. Mikel Antonio down that right-hand side just picks up space. He lofts it across to Pablo Fornals. It deflects. And it just comes too quickly. He just mishits it with his weak foot. Yes, I'm down. Bruv, I'm down streaming the Netflix. That's why my internet's going so slow. I'm down streaming the Netflix. I miss her. Dean. I can't act like I don't. You know what I mean? She just brought joy into my life. Every day I'd wake up, she said something else that's unbelievably stupid, and I just miss it. You know what I mean? I just miss it. Cross from Podence straight into the hands of Fabianski. We'll be taking that. We'll be taking that big long throw quickly to Mikel Antonio. We'll be taking that too, but he can't quite take it around Neves, who does well. Big hook forward from Fornals, trying to find Mikel Antonio, who does well there. He's onside as well. He does really well. Lays it short to Paqueta. Close. Paqueta goes down, and look, you know. It wasn't a foul, but it was rough. Some beef going on outside. Lots of boos from the home stands. Paqueta's still down. Dharma hits it well high and over. Antonio plays it in towards Paqueta, and it's one of those ones where, who is it who gets it? It's Kilman who gets his ball. And don't get me wrong, Kilman has the ball completely, but Darmo, no chance that was going in. It's one of those ones where, you know, the shot, it's a clean as you like tackle, but his leg's just awkward, and he flies in an awkward way. He only went on loan to Barcelona, Val. It was a loan move to Barcelona. He's back now as a sub for Wolves. His career has been a weird one. Played through Diego Costa. Whips it across. That's got to be a goal. That is a goal. He's offside. That was really well worked out of nowhere from Wolves. Diego Costa went flying through. I tell you what, I said Souček I didn't know he had it in him and all that sort of jokey stuff. I genuinely did not know Diego Costa had that sort of pace still in him. It was a great opportunity. There was a potential foul in the build-up, although I think Paqueta goes down a bit easier. Adama just strides forward and he plays the ball. Yeah, Diego Costa is offside in the build-up, but it was very close. He strayed into space and then he pulls it across for Podence, who just slots it home, who was onside. We'll be taking that. Peter, I'm done with you now. I enjoyed it, but you didn't come up with anything more. The You Can't Ban Me, This Is My Life, I loved. That was beautiful. Peter, I'll review it. I'll review it for you. Welcome to your assessment as a troll. Okay, I am the boss in this situation. That was beautiful. That was fun. It was funny. I enjoyed it. You then went back to doing the same thing again and again and again, which is fine, but I want a bit more from you. All right? That was like a 5 out of 10 troll, right? I want a bit more. There's a bit more flavor, a bit more changing of the tactics. Approach it from different vectors. Whereas in reality, all we got was the same thing over and over again, which is, you know, if it's funny and it's fine. But again, that one thing, beautiful. That one message, honestly, one of my favorite things anyone's ever said. I loved it. It was beautiful. But you stayed in your lane. You know, you didn't change up the game. And that's sometimes what you've got to do in that situation. But still. 2-0 still. Costa was offside. Wolves are getting more and more opportunities a little bit. It's getting a bit more open, which is slightly scary. I would have thought that, to be honest, with our substitutions, it wouldn't. But it is getting a little bit more open. And it wouldn't surprise me if David Moyes made a couple more defensive substitutions. Johnny trying to find his way forward. Finds Podence. Tries to shoot from range again. Wide. Declan Rice has been just on top of Podence today. And I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, Podence has had a really good... Has got the better of him a lot of the time. He's been finding a lot of nice spaces in and around the box and just from... Not in the box. Around the box. Taking shots from range. Emerson is now coming on for Paqueta. Hope you enjoy 3 at the back, because that's probably what we're going to right now. Either going to 3 at the back, or we're playing Emerson in a sort of Ryan Fredericks against Aston Villa type way. Weird substitution. Like I said, I was expecting we were about to go more defensive, and I'm not shocked we are, but slightly confused at what's happening. Oh no, it's staying the same. We've just seen Emerson was doing this, saying this, and said the same. So we're staying with the exact same formation. It's just he's He's now out wide instead of Pablo Fornals. So, you know, we're not 5 at the back at least. So that's something. He picks up the ball, takes a pass 2. Very rough challenge, but the referee waves play on, which is fair. Cresswell, maybe a good cross in would do us the world of good. Bowen can't quite get on the end of that. Adama tries to keep it in, which is interesting. And Bowen comes flying across. I'm surprised Adama kept that in. He must have been going out for a West Ham throw. And to be fair, it's worked out. They've got the ball in a more advanced position now, Wolves. But Adama picks it back up off opponents. But the ball, predictably, was pretty bad, and Kera touches it down to Fabianski. Stop banning me. I've just start holding you responsible. Look, Peter, you made your bed. You're going to have to lie in it now. Everyone, don't worry. Every time Peter pops up, I will just ban him. Peter, you made your bed. You got to lie in it. Although, again, that message, much better. Much funnier. I enjoyed it. You can see because I'm smiling and I'm almost on the verge of laughing. However, you made your bed. Christian, thank you very much once again. This is incredibly kind of you. So mad that Ben Mero hasn't come on. Yeah, I would have expected him to come on, right? I would have expected him to come on, but what can you do? Like, it's just, I'm not shocked by David Moyes not doing it, you know? I'm not shocked. I am disappointed though, but I'm not shocked. That's wrong, bloody hell. Campbell, who's just come on, cuts his way in from that right-hand side, from the left-hand side, sort of takes it past Kero with relative ease, skips inside of Fornals nicely, and then tries to go for it. It doesn't quite work out. Fornals, so for an update of how we're sort of lining up, it is still the 4 at the back, like we expected. It is still the 4 at the back. Emerson is sort of playing that left wing position. Fornals is now in the sort of centre, and Bowen is on the right-hand side of the 4-2-3-1. It is still 4-2-3-1. Bowen tries to get the block, can't quite make it. Fornals stay on the ball. Sorry, Wolves stay on the ball, not Fornals. All right, Nori, nice little flick through, looking for Diego Costa, who manages to get the control. Lays it off for Campbell, who plays it in, and Jesus Christ, that was terrifying for a second. Ball got played in from Campbell from the from the left-hand side, and it's one of those ones where it puts it into an awkward area, and there was no one really close to it to like finish it, but it is in just that awkward area, and there's a moment where Thomas Souček or someone looks like they might want to risk a touch, and it might have gone in, but yeah, thankfully they all know better than to get a touch and it goes straight out for Fabianski, but scary moment. I think it is 4-2-3-1 as well. But yeah, Emerson left wing. That is definitely what's happened. He's picked it up again in a very advanced position, lays it off nicely to Mikel Antonio. Bloody hell, Antonio just goes for it. Fornals trying to fight Jose Sá for it. Antonio just sort of, I don't know if it was a cross shot, I don't know what it was. I think he just sort of gets his left foot on it and strikes it as hard as you want. Big ball forward. Antonio gets his noggin onto the path of Emerson, who flicks it onto Mikel Antonio, and I think he just, I tell you what, if Jose Sá doesn't get a swipe at that, that's flying in top corner. Does he mean it? No, but he went for it. Effort. I'm glad he went for it, but scary moment. Thomas Souček, it's a foul in the middle of the area, but the referee waves play on. Traore takes on Emerson, beats him. His pass after it was awful, but it does force Aaron Cresswell to clear it in an awkward way, and it's going to be a throw in to Wolves down the right-hand side. Johnny does well to turn inwards. Thomas Souček, good tackle. Traore lays it short to Moutinho. Tries to flick it in towards Costa, maybe round the back for Aitnori. It doesn't go anywhere, and it's going to be a West Ham goal kick. I tell you what, Wolves have managed to make a bunch of substitutions without me noticing. Traore's on, flipping Campbell's on. I didn't notice any of these happening. Krishna, thank you very much once again. Mate, if you manage to concede 3, I'll be really mad. I highly doubt that's going to happen. Like I said, at halftime, I'm relatively confident Wolves weren't going to score. Even though I was saying 1-1, I was looking at it and thinking, nah, they don't look like scoring. They have looked more dangerous since Diego Costa's come on, to be fair. I didn't know what he would have left in him, but he does seem to have a little bit of the Diego Costa still there. Nice work from Mikel Antonio. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that's scoring. I don't think that's scoring. I would be shocked if they get, let alone one, let alone 3. You know. Good. I'm glad because I saw this. I saw none of them. Just sort of seemingly happen. Declan Rice does really well there. Lays it short to Antonio, who wins the ball, takes it forward. Declan Rice is following up. Antonio wobbles his way into a shooting situation with his weak foot. Should have laid it off. Bowen was there. Rice was there, although not in a great position. But and once again, Wolves go flying up the other end with Campbell. Good tackle, Thomas Souček, just stopping that one going any further forward. Defensively, you're seeing a good performance from Thomas Souček today. He's getting a lot of blocks in, a lot of tackles in. He's doing really good work defensively. That shaky passing still sort of exists, although he has been a little bit better. But yeah, defensively, he's doing well today. Chris, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope work goes well for you. I am also going to work straight after this, so that's going to be fun. I say going to work. I just close this down and open up Premiere Pro and start editing. But still, yeah, I hope you're all right. I hope you have a grand old day. Throw into Wolves on this left-hand side. Throw it all the way back. Wolves sort of very comfortable right now. Fornals does really well to come in, nip that ball away, back heel, gets it underway, and teaming up with Emerson and Fornals does well. Sorry, Emerson and Rice does well. That's a really nice pass by Jared Bowen. Antonio into a good position, does the exact same thing he did before, and he's frustrating himself. He's jumping up and down. Jared Bowen was an absolutely wonderful pass into the path of Mikel Antonio there, who tries to just pick up spin, cut into the inside onto his weaker foot and take a shot. Aaron Cresswell sives down Adama Traore for a yellow card in the most in an emphatic manner. But oh my god, that was so close. It was so close. But the ball by Jared Bowen was really nice. It was nicely worked by Pablo Fornals to win it back, and then a back heel and a nice little passing triangle between Rice and Emerson, who, to be honest with you, since coming on at left wing, has been all right. Nice big ball to Bowen, who nice bit of innovation and just played him from Wolves cleared away. And yeah, Mikel Antonio doing the exact same thing he did last time from that right hand side, cuts inside, tries to shoot with his left foot, is just straight away blocked, and then does a little no. No. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Stream, don't know what you're saying. I'm watching live on the USA Network. Dean, I'm in America. Watching on the USA Network, which is why I keep seeing NASCAR adverts and WWE superstars. Because the USA Network. Corner to Wolves, left-hand side, puts it in, hits the first man, easily cleared away from Aaron Cresswell. We'll take that. Still lands at the feet of Ruben Neves, still in West Ham's half, where literally everyone is back. Plays it into Traore. Diego Costa back, whipped in. from Wolves. Still got away. Just punted by Jared Bowen. Every single one of our players is deep. Every single one of them. Ball came out to the halfway line. Literally not a claret shirt in sight. Even Mikel Antonio was deeper than Fornals, Bowen, Kera. Oh, Nori almost managed to find his way in, and Craig Dawson with a nice tackle. Oh, thank you, Val. That's very kind. I might do it at some point. I want to. The 3 places that are next on my list in America: Chicago, Seattle, and San Francisco. And I've been to New York when I was younger, and I want to go back. And I want to go to Seattle just because I like the rain. How much rain does Chicago have, Val? Is it on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being no rain, 1 being the Nevada desert, 10 being Seattle. Where are we at in terms of rain? That's important for me personally, you know. Well, then we probably are. Then we probably are. We're not gonna lie about it. We probably are. Bowen asking for a handball and he wins it. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham, virtually on the halfway line. Virtually on the halfway line. About 5? Okay. Is it enough rain? I don't know, but that's not a bad amount of rain. But I do like my rain, Val. So maybe we'll make it work. Who knows? If Scamacca received some pass by Bowen, I reckon it would have been a goal. Scamacca has been better in control out of the box. His control is really good. His touch is really nice. Great feet for a big lad, as the saying goes. Beautiful feet for a big lad. And I think realistically, we've seen really good signs from him today. I would be surprised if Moyes changed it back instantaneously. I think he's shown enough today to probably start again. Not just the goal, with the rest of his play as well. I think we've looked better today. So I'm hopeful, Krishna. I'm hopeful. Whether or not it happens is a completely different story, and we all know David Moyes. The answer is probably no. But, I'm feeling a bit more hopeful about it. Chicago is in the middle of the pack on the precipitation scale. Okay. Well, I can respect that. I just like a bit of rain. It just suits my mood, my vibe. See, here's the thing. I can't act like the majority of it isn't. One, just because I've always wanted to go. But also the room. The room has made me desperate to go. I can't lie to you about this. Those shots of just San Francisco, the hills, the trams, the Golden Gate Bridge, all that stuff. It's also very expensive there. But Fornals hooks it into the path of Ait Nori. He just tries to get it forward in some way, shape, or form. And Campbell, who's looked lively on this left-hand side since coming on. When did he come on? No idea. Suchek, good tackle again. Ait Nori trying to just twine him up. He says no. Jared Bowen just barged off the ball by Boubacar Traore, but it's going to be a foul. Crime schmime. I live in London. Do you know what I mean? Crime schmime. What's the worst that could happen? Apart from, I don't know, like murder or something. Stephen, good to see you. Have you missed much? Well, we've scored 2, so that's a madness. 2 great goals, Stephen. If you haven't seen them, go watch the highlights. Have a look around on Twitter. I'm sure they exist. Honestly, Scamacca with a beautiful goal. First half goal of the season will be taken out. Antonio puts it across to no one. Cleared away. They're very deep right now, Wolves. They didn't really have the options, and Podence, that's going to be a foul for Podence. Zuma, all kinds of awkwardness over. First goal, Scamacca. Beautiful. Second goal, Bowen, second half. Beautiful. 2 beautiful goals. I would highly recommend going and checking them out. Neves comes streaming forward, puts it in, cleared away by Kera. Will be taking that. Fornals nods it down. Declan Rice knocks it forward for Mikel Antonio, striding onwards down the left-hand side. Neves comes across to cover him. He's just going to take it all the way to the corner flag. Given the time and take it all the way to the corner. It was very Mikel Antonio, bless him. Very Mikel Antonio, bless him. Basically, Wolves now have the ball and they're coming away with it. Yeah. I need to shave. This moustache is pissing. It's peeing me off. Ike Nori lays it short. Wolves passing it around inside their own half right now. Raking ball forward, looking for Adama. Cresswell does well. Emerson and Rice linking up nicely after that. Headers back and forth. Declan Rice comes away with the ball, lays it short to Emerson. He's got some space ahead of him down this left-hand side. Could get into a good area. He goes all the way. To be fair to him, he went all the way. The space just opened up for him. Wolves are covering sort of every angle and every player, and it just sort of opened up for him for space to have a shot. And Ruben Neves, who's done a good job defensively today, relatively, he just slides in and gets the block, and it's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're already halfway through the first minute, and then it's done. I'm very happy with this. We're looking like we're going to be running out 2-0 winners here. Pablo Fornals comes across to take the corner on the left-hand side. We'll be seeing ya. Whipped in. Sarr comes and collects it instantaneously. Maybe looking towards Souček at the back post, but Sarr collects it easily and lays it out. Big boot, looking for Adama, but Zuma comes in and just nods that one away. Thomas Souček does well, picks up the ball, lays it short to Jared Bowen down the line. Nice through ball. Jared Bowen decides to play it calmly. Krishna, thank you very much. It's been incredibly kind of you. You don't have to do that at all. Feel free to come back whenever you want without donating. You're more than welcome here whenever you want, my friend. You don't have to donate, but it's been incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friend. And come back whenever you wish. You've been a pleasure. You've been an absolute pleasure. Let's hope Souček. Let's hope Souček keeps his form up, not perfect, but better than the last few months. Yeah, I think he's been a lot better today. Defensively, I think he's been really good, and I think passing wise, he's been better. Keep the Tash from November. Maybe. I can be calm now because I'm seeing a lot of you talking about 3 points and saying the word game over, so that's okay. Even though I've got a minute left on my stream. Screw it, man of the match. While we wait for my game to finish, man of the match. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat who your man of the match is. I completely forgot about this. And whoever you say, I don't. It's not scientific. It's just whoever I see most gets the most amount of votes in the sort of visual wins the Hams chat man of the match. And while you do that, I will ask you all to consider subscribing if you want. We'll be the only West Ham channel last season to do. Come on, Glenn, my G. But 2 big results. What was a result for you guys as well? Massive results this weekend for the boys. We were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch along every single match day without fail. We did build-up show, we did watch along, we did reviews, all of that stuff. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button to make sure you don't miss out on any future videos. And while you're there, hit that like button. Hit that like button. West Ham getting their first win of the season. It's a beautiful thing. Well, not first win of the season, but, getting a win in the Premier League. Opposition that we had to do it against, and we did it with aplomb. 2 absolutely beautiful goals, one from Bowen, one from Scamacca. You love to see it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's have a look at some of these man of the matches very quickly as the full-time whistle goes on my stream. That's a big old 2-0 win for West Ham. Let's have a look at them. Bowen, Scamacca, Souček, Paqueta, Dawson and Kara working so well. They did, to be fair. Bowen, Scamacca, Bowen again, Scamacca. It's very close. Souček getting involved there. John, full condolences, my friend. I hope you're okay. I hope the rest of your family and friends are doing okay. It's a horrible thing to go through. My dad died, so when my dad passed away, it was incredibly rough. So I hope you're all right, John. I hope you're doing okay. And I apologize to glibly go back to what I was doing, but I really do hope you're doing well, John. See you Thursday, Leon. Exactly, very much so. Bowen, kudos to Cresswell, Scamacca. I tell you what, I'm gonna give it to a joint. It's gonna be a joint one between Bowen, Scamacca, and Suchek got quite a lot in there. So shout out to Suchek as well, got quite a few in there. So if you haven't, so congratulations to the three of them on winning the Hammers Chat Man of the Match awards. I couldn't really pick a winner out of those. There was a lot of people voting for all of them. So I'll give it to all three at once. And while we're there, I shall say thank you once more to Krishna, to Hughes, to Michael, and to Tasman, of course, for all donating into the full-time fund. Much appreciated to all of you. Incredibly kind of you. Means a lot to us here at Hammers Chat. And I'll say once more, subscribe. If you haven't already, Gonzo will be live with a full match review in just a couple of moments. So make sure to stick around for that. I'm going to end this now, and you can all head on over there. In fact, I'll lob the link in the chat so you can all go and get involved in that in just a second. Let me grab this link. There you go, lobbing it in chat now. Go head on over there if you're feeling the vibes. 2-0 is what it ends today. A beautiful result, a beautiful time to be alive. Lob yourself over there, get involved. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me, and I will see you next time. See ya. Bye. Bye. See you Thursday. Come back Thursday. Bye.